Coach Scott Player, our offensive coordinator. He is entering his third season with Coach Jones and the Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors. Coach Player, tell our listeners your previous stops and just your overall offensive philosophy as you lead this Warrior offense.
My first stops was when I was in the military. I started up in Georgetown, South Carolina at Georgetown High School. Kind of bounced around with everywhere. I transferred with the military, ended up a little bit in Kentucky, in Louisville, down in Tampa a little bit. Then when I retired in 2020, got a job over at MGM, was there a few years, and then now I'm over here at Cottage Hill with Coach Jones. Offensive philosophy, we're kind of a power spread team, like to spread it out, but still like to run a lot of power if we can, get it going on Friday, but we like to balance it out, so that's why I like to go with that power spread offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And last week, offensively speaking, 3 of 3 right off the bat, three touchdowns. Then we had a little stalling out period, but then we picked it back up in the second half. So just tell us your thoughts after week 1, putting up over 500 yards of total offense, 235 in the air, over 250 rushing. But just tell us your overall thoughts after week 1 up in Chatham, Alabama.
Yeah, I thought we were hitting on all cylinders. Obviously, we had a really good summer, a really good spring. A lot of those guys came back and played for us last year. So O-line, we had a bunch of returners. Shamar, his second year, he's a sophomore this year. Kind of threw him into the fire as a freshman, but, he's one of those guys we can lean on. Even though he's a young guy, he's seen his older brother Shadarius and Shadrick come through the system, and, he knows how to prepare for Friday night. So it makes my job really easy having him prepare as an older guy instead of, that freshman, sophomore role that he's in right now.
Yeah, offense looked good, and of course it starts at the QB position with Shamar. I guess just talk about the transition from year 1 as a freshman playing on Friday nights and accumulating 1,600 yards. He got better and better each week last year, but now in year 2, 19 for 23, very efficient, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns in the air, and then, of course, one on the ground. But just tell us about that transition and how much confidence you have in him this year.
Yeah, that first year, him coming in as a freshman, it's kind of basic install, give him 1 read, maybe 2 reads on a Friday night. Now it's more of he's been in that system for, the entire last year, and then that summer he had a really good summer with us. So it's more trust with him on Friday night. He knows the system, knows his reads, knows his calls. So a lot of the times he'll see it, the same time I do, or, he'll check to the sideline and say, hey, let's do this or let's do that, based on something the defense shows us or something. He sees it really good on Friday as far as, compared to that freshman, sophomore season.
Yeah, last question, man. Up front, it starts up front in regards to a lot of those guys having at least 2 years of experience. So you take inexperience, and now they are experienced. But also, man, we love talking about those wide receivers and the depth you have there. And then, of course, you didn't have to run Shadarius that much, 1 carry, 7 yards for a touchdown. But Caden Wynn, we could go on and on talking about the offensive production, but just kind of highlight a few of those guys as we start to wrap up this segment.
Yeah, Caden Wynn was really big player for us Friday night. We leaned on him. Kind of got him going early, and then, he'd come to the sideline. He was gassed up, wanted to keep getting fed. So, he was getting 4 or 5 yards a carry, at minimum. So we were able, like I said, we were able to do a little bit of power, a little bit of spread. And then on that outside, we had 2 young guys, Travis coming back from injury last year. Then we had Aaron Ward. Both of those guys are really good, agile, speed kids. So, we can get them out in space. They're going to be all over the place. And then obviously, Caleb Metzner and Thomas, they're both 6'2", 6'3" kids outside. It's a really tough matchup for a cornerback. Most cornerbacks we see aren't going to be a 6'1", 6'2" kid. So when we match those guys up on those 5'9", 5'8" cornerbacks, it's going to be a long night for them.
Man, I love just the ability and the flexibility that you have to move some guys around, especially Caleb out wide in the slide or at H-back, and then, of course, Trevor out wide. And looking and building upon that each and every week to see a few more wrinkles here and there. But great job overall, 47 points. Now I'm going to turn our attention to Coach Jones a little bit. As we talked about the offense, you just got to be pleased overall by the performance of the squad here in 2025. So what were some key takeaways last week as you observed them from the sidelines and then we got back in the film room?
One thing that I did notice that stuck out that we were flying around, it was 11 hats to the ball at all times on defense. Offensive line was finishing blocks, so we were really finishing. That was one thing that we've struggled on in the past is just finishing through plays. So I was very pleased with the effort and intensity that we played with.
Absolutely. And, of course, offensively, 500-plus yards, but defensively, just right at 130 yards of total offense given up, 107 in the air and 30 on the ground. We saw during pregame warm-ups, I was a fan of the left-handed quarterback. Of course, that's where they got the majority of their yards, especially finding some vacated spots in the zone and so forth. But tell me a little bit about that defense, man.
Yeah, well, we knew we were coming in with some returners, and the big focus this offseason was just getting bigger, stronger, faster. We're sitting right at 235 averaging up front, and that D-line is getting after it. You have two seniors on the outside with Caden Wiggins and Caleb Messner to follow with A.J. Green and Josh McCancy, who's an 8th grader who actually got a start. And they're playing very, very aggressive and playing on the other end of the ball, as I say, on the redoing the offensive line, remaking it. And I was excited how our D-line stopped the run.
Absolutely. And you're talking to an old coach here, and I love watching the game and so forth. And I know just historically speaking, you improve a lot from week 1 to week 2. So the question is, how much can we improve from week 1 to week 2? And to be honest with you, how good can this team be this year?
I think they can be as good as we push them to be. Just watching them after that week 1, I'm really, really excited to see what we bring on the field Friday. I know we're going to Satsuma. They hadn't played a game, so we're kind of going in blind. But what these guys have been doing in the week, they really, really starting to get that winning Fridays is during the week, and they're learning how to practice. So I expect us to come out high intensity, firing off the ball, hitting them in the mouth, and I'm excited to see it.
Absolutely. And I want to tell you two guys here while I have you that it is nice to see the physicality of our guys and just the overall time spent in the weight room and conditioning. I know it wasn't hot last Friday night, but our guys seem well conditioned, running on and off the field and so forth. So that's a kudos to you two for leading that effort and charge. And you say it every week, go 1-0. So we're 1-0, trying to get to 2-0. But before we get 2-0, we got to win Friday night, and that'll be 1-0 this week. Thank you guys for your time.
Yes, thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you.
All right, I'm here with Shamar Tootle, sophomore quarterback for the Warriors. 15 years old. What a great opening night performance last week on the road at Washington County. As a true freshman, Shamar threw for over 1,600 yards for the Warriors and got better and better each week. And, man, he had a Friday night up in Chatham, Alabama, 19 for 23, 235 yards passing, 89 yards on the ground rushing on 8 carries, 4 total touchdowns. Was garnishing some opportunities with AL.com as the Coastal Alabama Cunningham Bounds Player of the Week nominee. And then also that nice fade ball he threw to South Alabama commit Caleb Messner in the corner of the end zone, was nominated for the WKRG News 5 fifth quarter Player of the Week as well. But I'm sitting here with Shamar right now. We got a game tonight at Satsuma. So, Shamar, just tell me a little bit about how you feel after coming off the first game of the year, your sophomore year, and how your team performed offensively.
I would say we feel very confident, coming off 1-0. We haven't did that in a long time. So I feel like we just coming real confident in this game.
Absolutely. And you talk about 1-0. I know Coach Jones talks about that all the time, going 1-0 each week. And let me go ahead and give you this stat. With a win tonight, you'll go 2-0, and that will be the first time in 6 seasons, going all the way back to 2019, of course, that the Warriors have started 2-0. So I guess let me ask you this. You can spin it now, but you also can run. You'll do dual threat quarterback. What do you like to do more, throw it or run it?
I like to do whatever help my team win.
Absolutely. Great answer. Now, I would ask you who your favorite receivers are because you got a list of them to throw to. Caleb Messner had a great night last week with 2 touchdown passes. You hit the long ball. You and Trevor Thomas connected as well. But Let me ask you this: do you like throwing the deep ball, or do you like the intermediate or quick game passes?
I like the deep ball because it gets like the hype and stuff.
Absolutely, gets everybody excited for sure.
Yes,
but you do like pulling it every now on a read.
Yes,
I saw that, had that rushing touchdown. But I guess, how has the transition been since your freshman year to your sophomore year? Because you look a lot more confident and a little bit more comfortable being in that QB1 role.
I say it's more like the people around me have more confidence. You know, as a freshman, they're like, "Who this kid? You know, he can't really play." And then when I went out there and did how I did, they were like, "Okay, he can. You know, he can actually play and stuff." So they actually kind of like believe in me and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Up front, man, a lot better. The back of your jersey was not dirty at Washington County. So what do you say about those guys up front for you?
I love them. Because they can protect me and the running backs and everybody. You know what I'm saying?
What did you think about Caden Wynn's performance in the backfield last week?
He played phenomenal.
Yeah, we're happy to see that for sure.
Yes,
but man, we wish you the best of luck tonight in this season and so forth. I know it's busy for you and all that, but I like your mindset of going 1-0 each week. And of course, we're pulling for you, man. And looking forward to bringing home a victory tonight.
Yes, sir.
Well, that was earlier today when I had the opportunity of catching up with head coach Carvel Jones, offensive coordinator Scott Player, and sophomore quarterback Shamar Tootle on how they felt about this week. We apologize. We had a power surge here in the box at Satsuma, so it kind of kicked us off a little bit. We had to send out another link, so make sure that you let everyone know that was an accident. Katie West is phenomenal in getting us back up and going. But going back, the Warriors looked good in game one, and we could put a little bit more stock in that win last week, Chad, at Chatham, because the Washington County High School Bulldogs beat Milry last night by a score of 34-20. In those two schools, 89th overall meeting. Milry traditionally has a solid program, and that was a big win for the Dogs up in Chatham. Shamar Tootle, the sophomore quarterback, looked good last week and much more comfortable in year two as a starter for the varsity football program, and was playing with confidence as he finished with 324 all-purpose yards. That's 235 in the air and 89 on the ground, with 4 total TDs, 3 in the air and 1 on the ground. With that performance, he was a Alabama AL.com Cunningham Bounds Player of the Week nominee. Also with that performance last week, the 15-year-old quarterback Shamar Tootle connected with South Alabama commit Caleb Metzner, and they were nominated for the WKRG News 5 5th Quarter Play of the Week on the fade ball in the corner of the end zone that we had a great call on by Chad Anderson that's with us this evening. That put up Cottage Hill 21-0 in the first quarter. Chad, I know you love that play. We're going to go quickly now because we're less than 10 minutes from kickoff on that of our starting lineup. So we're on the Warrior Way Sports Network here in Satsuma. So let's look at the projected starters and full recap from last week's performance by each position group. Inexperienced Chad has turned to experience really quick in week one as third-year head coach Carvel Jones, with an overall record of 6-15, likes his team, and so do the Warrior fans. Not only does he have 12 returning starters out of 22 on both sides of the ball, we saw a lot of potential as a 3A Region 1 playoff team last week, and the sky's the limit. So go ahead, Captain Chad Anderson, go ahead and give us a list of the starters, especially starting up front first.
Absolutely. Tonight's starting lineup presented by Joe Bullard. At left tackle is going to be A.J. Green. At left guard, Colt Walter. At center, Lane Mayfield. At right guard, Brody Simmons. Right tackle, Chase Mose. We're starting wide receivers tonight, Aaron Ward, Trevor Thomas. You got Caleb Metzner. At tight end, Caden Wiggins. At running back tonight is going to be the bus, Caden Wynn. I'm going to say the bus until it sticks. And at quarterback, of course, Shamar Tootle.
That's our offensive starters. And let's start up front, Chad. Up front, the Warriors are averaging just over 230 pounds and gained 258 yards on the ground last week at Washington County and had 24 pancake blocks. That's 24 flatbacks for the guys up front, and they didn't give up a sack. When you can run the ball, protect the quarterback, and have depth that we do playing 7 guys up front, that's a recipe for success on Friday nights. Now, talking about running back, of course, we was expecting to see a lot of touches by the Georgia commit Shadarius Tootle. I would hate to have to try to tackle him in short yardage and goal line situations, but last week we felt like we would see some guys with opportunities to assist Shadarius in the backfield as we get this balanced offense attack going this year, and we did, okay? So Shadarius had 1 carry, 7 yards for a touchdown. Chad, tell us a little bit about the guy you coined the bus in Caden Wynn.
Yeah, so Caden Wynn, 14 carries, 126 yards, was just carrying defenders. But here's the most impressive part. He was carrying defenders late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter. His legs were fresh. He looked great. Look forward to seeing him run tonight.
Like we said earlier, Shadarius Tootle got 1 carry, but he did reach pay dirt, putting us up 14-0 in the first quarter on a 7-yard run. We saw James Davis line up in the backfield, mainly as a receiver, but with the ability to have a running quarterback in Shamar, which carried it 8 times for 89 yards and a score. That's another way to get them rushing yards on the board. And junior Ethan Wobble, late in the second half, came in the fourth quarter, 7 times for 36 yards, averaging 5.1 a carry. But you know what? I like to throw the ball. As an offense coordinator, we used to like to spin it around. So let's talk a little bit about those wide receivers a little bit. Like we said earlier, Shamar Tootle threw for 235 yards, 19 to 23 last week, and he can absolutely spin it. And he has some guys in space to get it to. We heard from Coach Player a little bit earlier. The group that OC Scott Player loves, the guys on the perimeter. First, you got South Alabama commit Caleb Messner, 6'3", 230, who presents a lot of mismatches, lining up all over the field. Wide, slot, H-back, had 4 catches, 2 for TD, and 62 yards. We talked about it last week on the pregame. Trevor Thomas, who is always out wide, 6'2", junior, hauled in 4 catches for 70 yards and a TD, averaged over 17 yards a catch, and we said he was going to have a year, and he started on the right foot last week. Then Travis Smith, who was coming back from injury a season ago, hauled in 4 catches for 44 yards and had a big-time catch up the seam out of the slot on late downs. And then freshman Aaron Ward, he started the game off with a pop pass on a speed sweep, who is explosive and has a bright future in days ahead. He led the team with 6 catches and accumulated 56 yards. And then, of course, you got Zychaeus Thomas and Hayes Steele, who will be rotating in there to give us tremendous depth. Captain, 19.1 points a game last year. Last week, we averaged how many? How many did we score last week?
I believe it's 47.
47. Now on the flip side, tell us, Chad Anderson, what we got on defense tonight.
Starting at defensive end is going to be Caden Wiggins, and the other defensive end is going to be Caleb Metzner. On the inside at defensive tackle, you got A.J. Green and Josh McCants. Starting linebackers tonight are going to be Connor LaSure, Cohen Perea, Shadarius Tootle, and in the secondary is going to be Nathan Sims and Jaden Davis at corner, with Zychaeus Thomas and J.J. Davis at safety.
At this time, we're going to take a time out and let you hear the pregame festivities here at Satsuma as we recap that defense, as that of the JRTC for Satsuma is coming with the colors at midfield. Three and a half minutes to go before kickoff here at Satsuma. Great job of the Satsuma High School band and their presentation of the colors. But just to go back and add, Chad, to the Joe Bullard starting lineup tonight, let's talk a little bit. It begins with that front four. Also, you have Metzner, who had 10 sacks last year as a South Alabama commit, and he had the second most tackles last week with 11, 2 for loss and 2 sacks. Senior Caden Wiggins, who is garnering some looks and has the potential playing on Saturdays. Wiggins, in his 4th year playing hard on Friday nights, had 6 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and was held a few plays and on the night. Had some flags thrown his way, and he also had a sack. Sophomore A.J. Green coming in at 240 pounds, trying trying to keep the opponent's offensive line from getting to the linebacker court. Showed up and showed out in the middle of that D-line. This young man is a sophomore up front, had 10 total tackles, and he's accompanied by 8th grader Josh McCants, who did a phenomenal job as a middle schooler on Friday nights with 2 total tackles. Let's talk about them linebackers just for a second. We know it starts and stops with that of our Georgia commit, Shadarius Tootle, in the middle. 4-star linebacker who is the leader of the D. But Shadarius has some guys around him on D that can play. Shadarius led all defensive players with 13 total tackles and 1 tackle for loss and a sack. That linebacking core to go along with Shadarius is long and rangy. Outside linebacker Cohen Perea, 190-pound junior, ran sideline to sideline, and once he got into game speed and that front four was eating up the tackles, he garnered 6 total tackles, caused a fumble, and had a fumble recovery. Junior Connor Lesore, coming in at 6'1", 200, will be blitzing and even playing some man coverages at times. Picked up 4 total tackles in a pass breakup last week. And those guys on the back end, they can play too. Nate Sims, 6'3", junior, 2 total tackles, 2 pass breakups last week. Sophomore Zyquez Thomas had an INT, 1 total tackle, 1 pass breakup. And on special teams, he was electric, taking 1 to the house for a 45-yard punt, return for a touchdown. Nate and Kez both caused mismatches, and of course that's going to give Satsuma fits tonight. And that safety sophomore Jaden Davis, 2 pass breakups, and boy, Chad, did he have a beautiful INT at midfield, big time one-handed grab. Tell us a little bit about that play.
Yeah, Jaden Davis is probably my impact player on defense. They constantly were throwing at him, which is a big mistake. He is a headhunter. Made a beautiful one-armed catch over his shoulder at midfield for an INT. I look for big things tonight from Mr. Jaden.
And James Davis, the safety as well, had 2 pass breakups as well. So captains are at midfield. The Warriors are in those white uniforms that they wore last week. White tops, white pants, navy trim. They got that navy helmet with that gold and silver metallic logo. Satsuma wearing the maroon tops, white pants, and white helmet. So go ahead there, Chad Anderson. Tell us tonight's captain.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have Chase Mose, Brody Simmons, AJ Green, and of course Shamar Tootle.
Man, what a great atmosphere. The Warriors are now lined up in the north end zone here. Cheerleaders have the banner out in their pyramid-type scheme with the flags ready to fly. I want you to count how many flips, cartwheels, back handsprings, whatever our cheerleaders do as they run out, because the clock is now less than 10 seconds from the horn sounding as both teams are about to take the field on this AstroTurf, this artificial turf in Satsuma, Alabama. Let's see who's going to run out first. Both teams eyeing each other down. Satsuma has a spirit line stretched to about the 25-yard line. And here comes the Warriors. Fireworks right there in the north end zone. You can hear the band playing. CHCA flags flying. And here they come. We're getting ready for an electric Friday night in Satsuma, Alabama. The Warriors will be kicking off and will be on defense first. And, you know, the defensive unit definitely improved from the end of the season last year and showed how much better they got last week with those 8 returning starters. That run defense and forcing turnovers is what we wanted to see improve this season. And last week, that Warrior D forced 3 turnovers, 2 picks, and forced a fumble and recovered that to go along with giving up only 137 total yards of offense from Washington County. That was 107 passing and 30 on the ground. So now we're talking about the third most important phase, or the third phase, which in my opinion is the most important, special teams. We had some troubles last week on kickoff. We let one go to the house for 85 yards, but it's not Mac McGrew. Mac McGrew was 5 for 7 on PATs, and he's teeing the ball up right now on the right hash of the 40 as the Warriors kick off going south to north.
Chris, let's talk real quick about the field here. Last week playing in Washington County, it was very tall grass, muddy conditions. This is a field, turf, fast track, looking for some fireworks tonight.
Absolutely. The Satsuma band's playing, waiting for the white hats whistle to get this thing started right here at 7 p.m. on this Labor Day weekend, week 2 of high school football action on the Warrior Way Sports Network. And the white hat gives the whistle. McGrew lines up, toe to leather, kicks it off. Good kick, fielded at the 15-yard line. Returning by Satsuma up the seam. He's got some room. Takes it near the 40-yard line. Well, Satsuma will come out on their first offensive possession of the night, and we get to look at that Warrior defense.
Yeah, that's Aaron Ward and Connor LeSueur coming off the bottom of that pile, making that tackle on the kickoff.
As we talked about last week, special teams were a little roller coaster, but in returning, we can already tell there was a little bit of improvement there on a kickoff team and stopping that of Satsuma. So Satsuma comes out, trips right, snaps to the quarterback, sweep left to the short side, and Chad nowhere to go, maybe a gain of 1.
Yep, that's Caleb Metzner over there just setting that edge, running right into the running back, taking him down, nothing gained.
Interesting, Satsuma trips right and ran the ball to the short side, which is furthest away from us to the Warrior sideline. Ball's on the left hash. Satsuma's traveling from our left to right. That is north to south. H back in motion. Twins down below. Handoff up the middle. Has room. Gets about a gain of about 6 to the Satsuma 46. Is going to bring up a third down.
Chris, great play right there by J.J. Davis, coming up from that safety position to hit that running back, stopping him dead in his tracks.
So they're going to say 3rd and 5 here at Satsuma. Satsuma's looking to the sideline for the call. Looks like they're going to be running trips right. Looks like a little pistol formation. Quarterback in the gun. Back directly 1.5 yards behind the quarterback. H back in motion. Snap to the quarterback. Little speed option to the left to the short side into the boundary. The Warriors are there, but it looks like it might be enough, just enough, Chad, for a first down.
Yeah, squeaked it out by about a yard or so. Shadarius Tootle coming from that middle linebacker position over there to make a stop on the far sideline.
Real interesting that Satsuma has chosen to run into the boundary all night long with those first couple runs. Now Twins to the left, quarterback in the pistol, up the middle. I'm telling you what, that front four is something special, Chad. We don't have to look hard to see who that was. That was A.J. Green and, of course, Josh McCants on the stop for a loss on a play. It's going to bring up 2nd and a little long.
Yeah, Caden Wiggins also coming off the bottom of that pile, making a great stop from that defensive end position as well.
Satsuma Twins to the boundary. H back to the boundary. Running to the boundary again on the toss. Picks up about 3 or 4, and a late flag comes in. Let's see what this is going to be. First stoppage of the game with 9:59 remaining in the first quarter. That's going to be holding on Satsuma. It's going to back them up a little bit here. But it's interesting that Coach Jordan and Satsuma's running to the boundary all night long, the short side of the field so far on this first drive.
Holding on the Gators, going to bring up 2nd and 20.
It's going to be 2nd and 20 for Satsuma on their own 40-yard line. 9:59 to go in the first quarter. Got Twins to the right, bunch formation. H back to the right. Outside receiver comes into the slot. Got an inside zone fake. Quarterback keeps it, and guys, he has nowhere to go. Maybe gains a 0.5 yard, if that.
Yeah, number 9, Cohen Perea, standing right there waiting on him. Nothing there for the quarterback.
You got to love this. First drive, Satsuma goes into reverse and comes up with a 3rd and about 19. Coach Jones has got to be happy about the way his defense is coming out in this contest this evening.
Yeah, Chris, it looks like there's a flag in the field right there by the middle ref. Coach is talking to the ref now.
Well, it looks like whatever it is going to be declined because it's going to bring up 3rd and 19. So let's hear from the white hat. Another holding by Satsuma. It is declined. It's going to bring up 3rd and 19. We just got to be safe right here and accept this win on the opening series here. Looks like we got to cover 2 right here. 2 by 2. Looks like a quick pass, but he pulls it down. He runs back to the right. He's scrambling to the right on the perimeter here. Maybe picks up a yard. So this is going to bring up about 4th and 18, and I would assume the punt unit's coming out for Satsuma.
Yeah, Chris, that was a great play by number 1, Shadarius Tootle. He just held his ground, ran the quarterback right out of bounds.
9:21, first quarter. Satsuma on their opening possession is forced in a punting situation. But what's interesting is that they're not in a punting formation right now. twins to the left. It was pretty unique. They lined up in a unique situation where it was a regular formation, twins to the left. Right at the snap of the ball, the quarterback gets out of the way. It was snapped directly to the pistol back, which is the running back, and he does a little punt as best as he possibly could. And then, of course, the Warrior D was in punt safe, so no return there. I probably watched a little bit of film of Cass Thomas taking it to the house last week for 45 yards.
Yeah, probably so. And they need to watch film on J.J. Davis. Absolutely leveled his man in the middle of the field there.
Absolutely. Well, here comes the Warrior offense. Big night last week, over 500 yards. Let's see how we come out this evening. We got trips to the right, running back to the right. That's Wynn. Lone receiver down here to the left. Wynn motions out. Looks like a little reverse action coming back to Aaron Ward, and he has room, ladies and gentlemen. He's at the 30. He's still on his feet. It looks like he's going to take it all the way. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Warriors. First offensive play with 9:05 to go. Last week we saw it too, Chad. Aaron Ward on the first play. This week he takes it to the house, shields up, swords out, put it on the board, 6-0.
Yeah, what a call right there. So talking to Scott Player before the game, he said first play of the game is going to be super interesting. You're going to really like it.
66-yard run by Aaron Ward. Here comes the PAT. Chase Mose will snap. Travis Smith will hold. McGrew was 5 of 7 last week. The snap, the hold. McGrew's kick is up. It's good. Warriors lead 7-0. 9:05 to go in the first. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and come back here in Satsuma, Alabama.
At Cottage Hill Christian Academy, we provide a Christ-centered education that prepares students for excellence as lifelong disciples. It is through the Cottage Hill tradition we cultivate authentic relationships and community. We prayerfully partner with families to develop tomorrow's servant leaders today. Find out more about the Warrior Way by visiting chcacademy.com.
One play, 13-second drive, 66 yards. Aaron Ward on the reverse. That's a freshman, guys. Touchdown Warriors. 7-0, 9:06 to play in the first quarter. Warriors set to kick off, south to north. McGrew's got his team set. White cap blows the whistle. He looks to his left. He looks to his right. Mac McGrew puts foot to leather, kicks it again once to about the 13-yard line, returnable for Satsuma right up the middle, and runs into a host of Warriors right there at the 30-yard line. So good stop right there on our kickoff team. Once again, that's 2 opportunities we've had already in this shortened game so far, and they did their job compared to last week. So we have made improvements right there from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, and that's freshman Jake Boutwell and also Lane Mayfield getting in on that stop on special teams. You love to see that.
Well, Satsuma's first series, we saw them run to the boundary. The ball's close to the left hash, but not on the hash. And Satsuma comes up, twins left. H back to the right, send motion to the left. Pistol formation, quarterback, once again, toss sweep to the boundary. Goes to the boundary, maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage, which is going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Gators.
Chris, I agree with you. It's very interesting that they keep harping on that left sideline over there. Now, our defensive tackles are getting over to that side, so maybe there's a strategy to wear our defensive tackles down by making them run.
They're running the Wiggins side, and he's stretching it out. Here we go again, 2-by-2, pistol formation for Satsuma. Looks like the Warriors are going to take a timeout. We ran a guy late on, so I think personnel-wise, 2nd and 10, we didn't have the numbers out there that we needed. Wise timeout, especially after a big score, 7-0. Coach Jones wants to make sure he sets his D. We're going to stay right here. So what you think so far early on, Chad?
Yeah, well, it's hard to see the Warriors on the far sideline, but it looked like Caleb Metzner hobbled off the field late, and we were late bringing a sub in. That's for the reason for the timeout. Hope Caleb's okay.
Absolutely. Good observation there, Chad. In my old age, it's hard for me to get to see a little bit. I don't have my glasses on. I'm going to wait till the nightfall to put those specs on. But once again, what an electric atmosphere in Satsuma, Alabama. This is back-to-back weeks, Chad, that we've been into an environment where not only has both teams worn maroon, but also you had a small town and environment right here. This place is packed. We're here on Satsuma sidelines, right outside the press box, calling this game, and we're looking forward to a great night here in Satsuma, Alabama.
Yeah, if you ever want to see a high school football game in a big environment, Satsuma's a great place for that.
Wonderful facilities. Coming back to the action. Satsuma 2x2, quarterback in the gun, pistol formation. Snap to the quarterback, looking for a quick one-step hitch out wide. Great catch by the receiver out there. Takes it up for about a gain of 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, Chris, that receiver on the far side had Jaden Davis locked up on a block. Shadarius Toodle's the first to get to him, and then Jaden kicks his block off and cleans it up.
That's right. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for Satsuma. They have been going to the boundary all night long. 2x2 formation again. Quarterback in the gun, running back in the pistol formation. 12 on the play clock. Snap to the quarterback. Good snap. Runs a hitch and go. He's got a guy deep. And we bid on that hitch, and I tell you what, we're very fortunate that pass was incomplete.
Yeah, J.J. Davis a little late getting there, but he did make up that step there in the final second.
So this is going to bring up 4th down for Satsuma. Last time they punted, we saw a little unique formation. We got trips right here. They're going to get in a standard formation, and it snapped directly to the running back for the punt, which we were in punt safe. This is something that Coach Jones and our special teams is going to have to identify to make sure we have a returner back. All right, there is multiple flags on the play here on the near sideline, so let's see what that is as it's 7:36 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I had my eyes on the ball there, so not sure, but I know Nate Sims was running off the field with his hands up, so could have been a little altercation here on the near side of the field.
It's going to go against us, the Warriors. It was like a legal block in the back, even though there was no return. Not a smart decision by the Warriors there. We was going to have the ball in decent field position. Now we're going to back us up just a little bit more on our second possession of the night, but also the second play of the night, because if you're just tuning in, we scored on the very opening play on a reverse to freshman Aaron Ward, who took it to the house for 66 yards, and that was a 13-second drive for the Warriors. So the Warriors are going to start inside the shadow of their goalpost, inside the 10. 1st and 10 from about the 9. Handoff up the middle to Wynn. He moves the pile just a tad, and another flag comes in. Gain of about 3 on the play. Let's see what that is. Personal foul on the defense, tag 15 on to the end of that run. That gets us out of the shadow of our goalpost, and that's going to be a Warrior 1st down.
And Chris, that's Caden Wynn establishing a 5-yard run up the middle. If we can do that all night, we're going to be in good shape.
Well, picking up where we left off last week, and we're excited about it. Second drive, we got Twins to the right, inside handoff to Wynn. Once again, establishing the running game early. We'll take a good positive play of 3 yards on 1st down, bringing up about 2nd and medium as the clock still ticks. 7:15 to go in the first quarter on the Warriors' second drive.
Yeah, last week on the 1st and 2nd drive, the Warriors really tried to establish that line of scrimmage. It looks like that's what they're trying to do here on the 2nd drive tonight.
Warriors feel real comfortable. Shamar's real comfortable. Twins to the right. It's going to be a QB sweep. Wynn's out there lead block, and it looks like Shamar's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, which is going to bring up a 3rd down here for the Warriors. We saw some success last week on that play with what I would call student body right and left with Shamar tote the rock. But right there in that particular situation, Satsuma was prepared, and Wynn was out there lead blocking, but to no avail, just get to the line of scrimmage. So now the Warriors face a 3rd down. Trips left, Wynn to the left. Now he goes in motion to the right to the slot. So we've got an empty backfield. Shamar Tootle with a snap. We're looking for a vertical ball down the right sideline, and miscommunication by that of the wide receiver, and it is picked off by Satsuma.
Yeah, Chris, and you know one thing about that play, third and long, you're really okay with that. It's almost as good as a punt.
Absolutely, Chad. Good call there. Satsuma picks it off. Looks to be somewhere near the 35-yard line of Satsuma. We're going to go ahead and just chalk that up as a punt pretty much as we get ready for Satsuma to come out on their third offensive series. As with 6:45 to play here in Satsuma in the first quarter, your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors lead 7-0. Satsuma's back on the field offensively. 2-by-2, traditional ace formation, quarterback in the gun, running back behind in the pistol, hands it off at the middle. Looks like something was there, and he fumbles, and he coughs it up right up the middle. The Warriors pick it up, and they're going to take it to the house, and that looks to be like number 3, J.J. Davis. That is what you call a non-offensive touchdown. That's going to put Cottage Hill up 13-0. PAT pending.
Chris, Caden Wiggins came off the edge so fast, like a bullet out of a gun, got that tackle, and running back had to cough the ball up there.
Forced fumble by Wiggins. J.J. Davis at safety scoops it up, almost like a shortstop fielding a ground ball, and just took off running. Mose with a snap. Travis Smith with a hole. McGrew kicks it through. Shields up, swords out, 14-0 Cottage Hill, 6:34 to go in the first. Great start. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and come back with you on the Warrior Way Sports Network.
At Cottage Hill Christian Academy, we provide a Christ-centered education that prepares students for excellence as lifelong disciples. It is through the Cottage Hill tradition we cultivate authentic relationships and community. We prayerfully partner with families to develop tomorrow's servant leaders today. Find out more about the Warrior Way by visiting chcacademy.com.
Welcome back on the Warrior Way Sports Network. Cottage Hill leads 14-0 on the road at Satsuma. 6:34 to go in the first. We just had a TD score. Forced fumble by Caden Wiggins. And our strong safety there, J.J. Davis, scoops it up and scores from 35 yards out. PAT good. Great start here. We got McGrew lined up to kick it off. Looks to his left, looks to his right. Traveling south to north. My right to the left. He kicks a good one, folks, inside the 10. Bounces one time and goes in the end zone for a touchback. I'll tell you what, though, Chad, it seems like every time we have a kickoff, that was the third time for the Warriors. We're looking at a situation where we have some extracurricular activities. Luckily, there was no penalty flag there, but I think this is something that both coaches are going to have to get a hold of their players, especially on these special teams.
Yeah, for sure. And you're seeing the effects of this turf field already. We've already seen 2 big plays. That kickoff hits at the 20 and bounces all the way down to the end zone. A little different than what we saw last week.
Absolutely. Satsuma, 2-by-2 traditional ace formation. Quarterback in the gun. Running back behind in a pistol format. I tell you what, I like this look of the defense. Looks like 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Satsuma looks to air it out down near our sideline on a fade ball. Pass broken up. Is that Nate?
That's Nate.
Nathan Sims.
Yeah, Nate Sims. Excellent coverage right there. There was nowhere to go with that ball.
The rangy corner there. Very long pass breakup. Good job by Nate Sims. We're going to bring up a 2nd and 10. 6:28 to play in the first quarter. Satsuma's trying to get in some type of rhythm. Got twins down at the bottom, H-back down at the bottom, outside receiver in motion. Looks like a screenplay to the H-back, and the Warriors were there, and guess who it was? Back-to-back plays, Chad.
Yeah, Nate Sims again, and good to see Caleb Metzner back out there, putting a little pressure on the quarterback.
So this is going to bring up a 3rd and long. Maybe 1 or 2 on the play. Clock's running, 6:08 to go in Satsuma. Satsuma's taking their time, 22 on the play clock. Getting the signal from Coach Jordan on the sidelines. What a great atmosphere, though, tonight, Chad. And the weather, you couldn't dial it up any better.
Yeah, sun setting. It's just absolutely beautiful out here.
Satsuma 2x2, quarterback in the gun, running back in the pistol formation, slot receiver, going right to left. Got a guy open up the seam and overthrows him. This is 2 pass plays that we dodged already this evening, because that could have easily went to the house as well for 6.
Yeah, Nate Sims in there in coverage again. Receiver got a little bit behind him. Thankfully, Zacchaeus Thomas was on his way over.
Now, this is the 3rd punt of the night for Satsuma. We know what they're going to do. They're going to line up in a traditional offensive formation. This time, trips to the left. The quarterback's in the gun. The quarterback is going to slide out of the way for the snap to the running back, and he's going to punt it. And guess what? Cass Thomas is there to field it near midfield. I think I've seen this story before. He takes it around the edge to the 40, 35, 30. Still on his feet all the way down to the 20-yard line. Great return by Zacchaeus Thomas. And once again, special teams, we have a penalty flag on the play right here.
Yeah,
let's see what the white cap has to say.
Yeah, Josh McCants getting into a little bit of a scuffle there with number 14 from Satsuma behind the play.
Great return by Cass Thomas. We know he's an electric player back there. We saw it last week. He caught it at midfield, took it 45 yards. It was almost a repeat of that. But the penalty is going to be on Cottage Hill Warriors. It's going to be a holding. So I guess that might have been what the scrimmage was there, Chad, at the line of scrimmage. Good block, stayed down on him. Maybe he was going to get up. I'm not real sure. I was watching the electric Zacchaeus Thomas. So this is going to be our first heat timeout, under 6 minutes, 5:30 to go. At Satsuma, Alabama, your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors lead the Gators 14-0, and we're going to take a timeout with them, 30-second timeout. Welcome back to Satsuma, Alabama. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Cottage Hill's up 14-0. Even though this might be the 3rd offensive series for the Warriors there, Chad, this is our 5th offensive play of the night, and we have a pre-snap penalty, and the whistle's blowing, the flags come in. For bringing you up to speed, Cottage Hill scored on the opening play of the game, 66-yard reverse run by freshman Aaron Ward. And then we had a turnover on defense, forced fumble by Caden Wiggins, and a 35-yard run taken to the house, scoop and score by J.J. Davis. And now, 2x2, handoff to Wynn. Wynn to the right. Shamar hands it off up the middle. Gets probably the penalty yards back for the false start, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Cottage Hill.
Chris, that's another example of Caden Wynn's strength. He was met at the line of scrimmage and still managed to get 4 yards out of that run.
You got to establish a run. It opens up everything else, and Wynn did that last week with 126 total yards. 2x2 formation for the Warriors. Wynn to the left of Shamar Tootle. Clean snap, clean pocket. Shamar's back, looking around. He's going to pull it and run. He's got room up the middle. He's a dual threat quarterback, and he gets it up to about the 28-yard line, which is going to bring up a 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable for the Warriors.
That was a coverage flush by the Satsuma Gators. Really good coverage in the back end. Shamar scanned the field, saw green grass in front, and took it.
Well, it's 3rd and less than 3, and I'm pretty sure we're in 4-down territory right here. We have 2x2 formation again. Wynn to the right of Shamar Tootle. 17 seconds to go on the play clock. Wynn in motion, inside screen, coming out here to the bottom of the screen. This looks like it's going to the house. 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Cottage Hill.
Yeah, no flags on the play, inside screen. Caleb Metzner doing what Caleb Metzner does.
third touchdown of the year receiving, and we wonder why he's a University of South Alabama commit. That's Caleb Metzner on the screen down low, emptied the backfield, threw it out to the left. Metzner takes it to the house for a touchdown on 3rd and short. Warriors up 20-0, 4:12 to go, PAT pending. Mose with a snap, Smith with a hold, kick is up. Mason McGrew is good. Mac McGrew, should I say, is good. He's kicked so many extra points. Sorry about that, Mac. Warriors lead 21-0, 4:12 to go in the first quarter. A lot of blue and gold flags flying on that sideline. Good turnout by Warrior Nation. We're going to stay right here with you. Satsuma already has the return team out. But what a great start. We saw this last week, Chad. Quick start, 21-0. And it was one of the questions I asked Coach Jones pregame, how good can this team actually be this year?
Yeah, and Coach Jones is okay with playing a track meet here. I don't think that we're going to try to do any 10 or 12 play drives. He sees that the team can get big plays on this turf surface, and he's ready to go with it.
4:12 to go in the first quarter, 21-0 Cottage Hill. You couldn't draw it up any better. Big explosive plays by the Warriors. McGrew looks to his right, looks to his left. Toe to leather. Pooch kick down the right side, fielded by the Satsuma Gators on the 25, and nowhere to go. That looks like Caden Wynn. Was that Caden Wynn?
That was the bus making that stop.
The bus on special teams going down, meeting the Satsuma return guy near the 30-yard line.
Chris, let's have a little Mac McGrew appreciation here. If my math is correct, he's 8 for 10 already through 5 quarters.
5 for 7 and 3 for 3 tonight. My math's correct. 8 for 10. Man, I'm telling you what, that Cottage Hill sideline is absolutely pumped over there. Coming out on defense. Already pitching a shutout in the first quarter here. 2-by-2, same formation. Quarterback in the gun, running back in the pistol, running to the boundary again on the tall sweep. And, man, that safety right there came downhill, and that's number 3, J.J. Davis. Saw that run. We've seen that play a lot tonight, and so did J.J. Davis.
Yeah, Chris, so defensive backs typically are known for speed. Our safeties get downhill and hit. Those guys absolutely love to get physical.
21 on the play clock. Satsuma once again, 2-by-2, quarterback in the gun. Pistol formation. Throws out the hitch out to the far sideline. Good pitch and catch. Good positive yardage for the Gators for a gain of about 4. It's going to bring up 3rd and, we're going to say a long 4 here.
But let's talk about the sure tackling again. That's Jaden Davis coming up and wrapping him up, taking him on one-on-one.
Coach Bobby Parrish, when I was able to work alongside him, and he was our defensive coordinator, and then of course later became the head coach as he ended his career as a Warrior. Bend, don't break, and that's exactly what we did on defense there. Got twins to the right, outside receiver coming in, H-back hits the seam, ball thrown up the seam, deflected, and a big hit. Ball bounces around, almost picked off. And lands in the hands of Shadarius Tootle, but incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 4th and 4, 2:49 to go in the first quarter here. Satsuma traveling north to south. Punt opportunity, but Chad, to be honest with you, this is one of those special teams plays where they've been lining up in a regular offensive formation that you got to be safe right here at midfield.
That's right, yeah. 4th and 5, got to watch out for a run here, and our guys do.
Play a punt safe, got 2 guys back, Kaz Thomas and J.J. Davis. Kaz Thomas picks up the punt around the 20-yard line, and he's got some room. He gets it out past midfield for almost a 34-yard gain. But, Chad, once again, special teams play. There's multiple flags and multiple penalties, and let's see what's going to transpire. I believe this is going to be on Cottage Hill.
Yeah, let's go back to that defensive stand real quick. You hear it on college football all the time. Man, these guys room together. They have a great chemistry. They're best friends, and they're all the. J.J. Davis and Zycas Thomas have a different chemistry about them through 5 quarters this year. They just look like they are on the same page and in sync on every single play.
Holding on Cottage Hill. Once again, Kaz Thomas, electric, gets the ball out past midfield, over a 30-yard gain. It's going to get called back for a holding. So let's see where the officials are going to mark this.
Field is holding against Cottage Hill.
Holding transpired near the Cottage Hill 40-yard line, and they're backing it up. It's going to be 1st and 10 Cottage Hill on our own 29-yard line. 2:38 to go here in Satsuma, Alabama. The Warriors, another electric start, 21-0. This has got to be probably, I don't have the stats in front of me right now, our 6th play offensively, 6th or 7th play offensively of the night. We get a good return on our investment in regards to plays to touchdown scores, and we did have one non-offensive touchdown. Twins right, long receiver to the left, slot man in motion. It's going to be a little pop pass. Not real sure, Chad, who that was coming in motion from the slot, but it's going to get us back to the line of scrimmage to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Chris, that's going to be Travis Smith coming around.
Glad to see Travis Smith back after a season-ending injury last year. He had a big night last week for us up at Washington County. So we bring up 2nd, and we're going to call it just outside 10 yards. One receiver to the top. We got 2 receivers down here, Twins to the left, H-back, handoff, inside handoff. Satsuma's there, meets it right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's Caden Wynn, and offensive coordinator, Coach Blair, he's going to continue to hit that middle. You got to keep him honest. Set up that big play for later.
Up 21-0. The clock's your friend, even though it's the first quarter. And he's wanting to establish a run, which we had a great offensive performance on the ground last week with over 200 yards rushing. Trips right. Lone receiver to the sideline near us. He's bunched in tight. Shamar rolls out to the right, has a lead blocker, throws it. Corner drops and picks it off for Shamar's 2nd interception of the evening. Great return back by the Satsuma Gators down inside the 20, and they're inside the red zone. That was just a great play by that Satsuma defender in zone, dropping back in the corner. And as Shamar was rolling right, came up a little bit short. But now we're fixing to see what the Warrior D can do right here with our backs to the goalpost as Satsuma's down in the red zone.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where the sideline becomes a defender, and the field had shortened, and Shamar really didn't have a whole lot of place to go there, rolling to his right.
Well, Satsuma comes out, 1:08 remaining, first quarter. Cottage Hill's up 21-0, 23 on the play clock, 2-by-2 for Satsuma. Quarterback in the gun, running back in the pistol, inside handoff, running back runs it up the middle. Actually, this time, Satsuma gets a little push on that front 4. Takes it out for a gain of about 8. Good run by Satsuma there as they are inside the 10-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and short as that clock's ticking with 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. Satsuma's looking for pay dirt here after the Cottage Hill turnover. 2-by-2 formation. Once again, H-backs into the right. Slot receiver to the left comes in motion. Handoff inside, and what a play. What a play. Tackle for loss.
Chris, that's big Josh McCants coming by the center and just leveling the running back on that play.
Josh McCants comes in. Big tackle for loss. McCants is an 8th grader. What a play right there.
Can I tell you a little bit about what that play reminded me of? I love to go back in time and bring back old memories.
It looked like Jadeveon
Clowney in the Outback Bowl.
And I was going to say playoff, but in the bowl game against Michigan, ball don't lie. He comes in, absolutely makes the stuff. Chad, you and I are about the same age. I might be just a tad bit older than you, okay? But I do know your references and so forth. But we do have an injured Satsuma Gator on the field. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout with you. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cottage Hill leads 21-0. Satsuma's inside the red zone. 3rd down when we come back on the Warrior Way Sports Network. Welcome back to Satsuma High School, where Cottage Hill leads the Satsuma Gators 21-0. After the timeout on the field for the injured player, Satsuma let the clock run down. That ends the first quarter. So now both teams are traveling from south to north, as Satsuma is going to be facing a third down inside the red zone, about the 12-yard line. It's going to be about third and medium. I'm going to say about third and 5 or 6 there. Big time play. We did get some reports that Metzner is off the field, defensively speaking. He came and had that big touchdown reception on the screen play, but he's a little banged up. So we're going to see what's going to transpire with Metzner and being able to go. He is what we call one of those Avengers. You know, Chad Anderson and I had an opportunity to talk with Coach Jones, and those Avengers are those individuals that play 100 snaps a game and plays on both sides. But we'll see what transpires there. So as both teams start to head to the north end zone, it is completely dark here in Satsuma on a nice night. Temperature's got to be in the upper 70s. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the defense coming out, Caleb Metzner is back out at left end. So he is going to go.
Tough as nails, South Alabama commit Avenger. He's back on the field. So we're going to see here what Satsuma's going to elect to do. Surely they're going to be in 4-down territory, so you got to expect to try to stop Satsuma on 2 plays. They might try to get points, who knows, but third down is first thing first. Coach Jones on the far sideline, he's in a yellow top tonight, yellow jacket, so he's not hard to see, and he has that one crutch. Continue to pray for Coach Jones and his recovery of his torn patella. Twins to the right, pistol formation. He tries to hit the seam up the middle, and it is picked off by the 4-star Georgia commit, Shadarius Tootle, at the goal line. And, folks, he is returning this thing. It looks like it could be 100 yards. He's inside the 20. Over an 80-yard return by a 4-star commit, Shadarius Tootle. Last week, Washington County had success on the seam play. Shadarius read it perfectly. That's why he's going to be playing big-time football on Saturdays in the SEC, and nearly returned it for a touchdown. Big, big, big INT by Shadarius Tootle.
Yeah, Shadarius showing his wheels right there. Takes that ball about 85 yards or so on the football field. And, Shadarius is a big, strong, thick linebacker. He is not a small kid.
Long and rangy, and he reached out and picked that one.
Flat out fly.
Up off the seam route there and intercepted that thing and took it all the way back to the red zone now for Cottage Hill Christian Academy. It's going to be 1st and 10 Warriors inside the 20. We're going to say the 18-yard line. Trips right, Win out in motion from the backfield to the right. Screen play to the right, nice looking play, trying to get it out to, who is that?
That's 7 Travis Smith there.
Travis Smith on the screen play. Once again, good to see Travis Smith after coming off that season-ending injury last year. Travis had a great night for us last week, coming up with some big third down catches for us. But last week, Travis Smith had 4 catches for 44 yards. And, of course, he has a good one, of course, right there.
Wow.
I'm sitting here talking, and guess what? Is that a repeat of last week there, Chad?
That's exactly right.
I'm going to let you call it. It just happened. I didn't do it justice. You love to play. Go ahead and call it.
Caleb Metzner, isolated to the far side, just runs a beautiful fade route. Shamar throws it right to the back corner. Perfect throw, perfect catch, exact same play as last week.
We had trips right, Metzner isolated by himself. We saw that before. Fade ball to the back left corner, the USA, that South Alabama commit, Metzner. We say 50-50 balls, but for him, it's 90-10. Touchdown Warriors. Mose with the snap, Smith with a hold, McGrew with a kick. Kick is good. Cottage Hill leads 28-0 at Satsuma with 11:11 to go before half. We're going to take a 30-second timeout as we transition on the Warrior Way Network. Welcome back to the Warrior Way Sports Network. McGrew's kicking off for the Warriors. Satsuma receiver fields it about the 20-yard line. He's coming up and he's met right there at the 35-yard line on the far hash, and Cottage Hill is flying around after leading 28-0 here against Satsuma with 11:06 to play. Chad, I want to apologize to you, our listeners, and to Caleb Messner for not being on that call. We went an extra speed. I love how Coach Blair, after the screen pass to Travis Smith, got his guys lined up and threw the fade ball to Messner, isolated. Saw it last week. We see it again tonight. That's Messner's second touchdown of the evening. Satsuma comes out, trips left, single receiver to the right. Slot receiver comes into H-back, handoff up the middle to the running back in the pistol. Gains about a yard, and that front four is there.
Yeah, that's number 1 again, Shadarius Tootle. Absolutely locked in tonight.
Also looks like 72, Cochran on the play. It's a good first down play by the defense. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 9. Satsuma twins left, H-back left, running back in the pistol. Good snap to the quarterback. Quick toss to the slot receiver on the hitch route. Incomplete pass. Thought he snagged that there, Chad.
Chris, think about how different this game feels compared to last week. Last week we tried to establish a line of scrimmage. We used short passes, trying to soften them up. Coach Players just turned this into a track meet.
Absolutely. As we look at the history of Cottage Hill, never been short on skill players. But when you take an offensive line that's got experience, skill guys that's got experience, and defense playing like this is fun to watch. 2x2 Satsuma. Clean pocket. Quarterback steps up. Finds a receiver vacated. Catches it around the 40. It looks like he might go, but then I believe that is Nate Sims with the shoestring tackle. Satsuma takes it down to the 14-yard line, and they'll be in business as they move the sticks on first down.
Yeah, quarterback's able just to step up in the pocket there, bought himself a little bit of time, had a receiver come in open on that left side. Looks like Nate Sims may have hurt his ankle or something there. He's down on one knee.
And I believe he's going to stay down right here just to buy some time for a substitution there. But Satsuma has had some success this evening on some double moves, but have not been able to finish the play. And that time we saw a punt from the quarterback. He steps into the pocket, continues to keep his eyes downfield. Big pass pickup for Satsuma and a chunk there, and gets it inside the 15-yard line to the 14. Satsuma's in the red zone, first down. And if you're Coach Jordan and the Satsuma Gators, you got to get something going right here.
Yeah, it's good to see Nate Sims up, kind of trotting off the field. Hopefully that wasn't any kind of a serious injury, and he'll be right back.
It's also good, Chad, to see Joy Krause. Joy Krause, the OG, original athletic trainer at Cottage Hill Christian Academy, and provides tremendous care for our student athletes for many years, over 2 decades, 25 to be exact, from the very start of our football program all the way to today. We can count on Joy Krause and now Guff Orthopedic to provide exceptional care for our student athletes. 10-13 to go, second quarter. 2x2 for the Gators, quarterback in the gun, pistol formation, slot receiver comes to H. Got a pre-snap penalty. Looks like it's going to be false start on Satsuma. Big first down pickup, and then they go in reverse again. Kind of similar to like they had early on the first quarter in the first drive, that they would get a positive play and then go in reverse on these pre-snap penalties.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the way that this game feels, it almost feels like a 5-yard penalty isn't that big of a deal. We've seen so many big plays in just a quarter and 2 minutes.
Absolutely. Clock's running inside 10 minutes in the second quarter. Same formation, Satsuma, 2x2, quarterback in the gun, pistol formation. Screen to the right, set up nicely, comes back across the middle, gets back to the original line of scrimmage for Satsuma.
Yeah, J.J. Davis coming up again and run in what would ultimately be run support as a short pass. And he was able to get up to that first level and make that tackle.
So Satsuma picks up the penalty yardage, brings up 2nd and 10. Same formation. They like that formation, 2x2 ace formation, quarterback in the gun, running back behind in the pistol formation. Hard count by the quarterback. We get a interior defensive lineman jump off side, so they're going to get 5 on the Warriors for that.
Yeah, that's big Josh McCants jumping across, but he is chomping at the bit, ready to get in that backfield.
Josh McCants, just an 8th grader, come up with a big tackle for loss earlier. You're going to have that, with an 8th grader and so forth, but we really like the play of Josh McCants. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5, trips right. H-back comes in to a tight end position, run up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage by a host of Warriors. Going nowhere. It's going to bring up 3rd down, Satsuma.
Yeah, Caleb Metzner, again, just doing a great job coming down that line of scrimmage. Josh McCants meets him in the hole. Caleb Metzner comes in there and cleans it up. That's just a really good duo right there on our defensive line.
Metzner showing that senior leadership. Appeared to go off the field not once but twice this evening, but back out there competing hard. Satsuma, 3rd down here. Got trips to the left, H-back, motions to the right, play action, fake, pass, corner of the end zone on the corner route, incomplete. Going to bring up 4th and 5. Satsuma's got a decision to make here. Do they attempt to get points on a field goal attempt, or do they go for it? Looks like new personnel's coming in, Chad.
Yeah, Gavin Maddox had checked in on that play. Looks like Coach Jones is going with the original starting defense at this point.
Probably have a safe call on right here, 4th and 5. Looks like Satsuma is going to line up and attempt a field goal. That field goal is going to be 26 yards. Ball's near the left hash. Play clock was running down, and Satsuma calls a timeout. So 8:12 to go before half. Cottage Hill leads 28-0. Satsuma is facing a 4th and 5, trying to get some points on the board here and attempt a 26-yard field goal from the left hash as we go south to north here at this beautiful stadium on this artificial turf on this cool night in Satsuma, Alabama.
Yeah, and this is such a great time of year, and football's not the only sport going on, right? So my oldest son, Will, and I got to watch the ladies volleyball team last night, and they're really good. Those girls play hard. A hard-fought loss to Mary Montgomery. I got to sit with legendary super fan Brian Grimes and his family, and it was awesome to be there with them. And so really neat to see our volleyball team. Really encourage you to go out and watch those girls.
Coach Jimenez in her 2nd year replacing our West Campus director and longtime volleyball coach that needs no introduction, Jennifer Newton, who has a couple state championships at Cottage Hill. But we're back in action now. 8-12, Satsuma lining up for the 26-yard field goal attempt. Left hash, snap good, hold down, kick is up, plenty of leg, and it's good. Satsuma's on the board. 26-yard field goal for the Gators to get them on the board, 28-3. 8:06 remaining before half, and we're going to take a 30-second timeout on the Warrior Way Sports Network. Welcome back to Satsuma, Alabama. We're on the Warrior Way Sports Network with your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors lead Satsuma 28-3. 8 minutes to go before halftime. Satsuma's kicking for the first time this evening as the Warriors kicked off to Satsuma. Satsuma puts 3 points on the board, as I said, after the 26-yard field goal. Unique kickoff formation. Everybody is bunched in tight. Play clock is running. They're kind of communicating. And now they spread out a little bit. Play clock's down to 5 on the kickoff, and the kick is a pooch kick down to the left sidelines that goes out of bounds. So, kick out of bounds. Officials talking to Coach Jones. Do they want to re-kick or does he want to take it here?
Chris, while we have a little timeout, we can talk about a couple of scores from around the area. McFadden Engineering doing a great job sponsoring our score updates here. MGM 14, Gulf Shore 7. Theodore and Spanish Fort tied at 7. Baldwin County and St. Paul's tied at 7. And McGill 36, Murphy 0.
You know, there's one thing I'm disappointed in. We're talking high school football, but them Auburn Tigers are in Baylor right now, so we need to get a nice score update. I believe they're up 7-3, so we'll check that in just a second. 2-by-2 formation. Shamar leads the offense back out. Direct snap to him. Win leading blocker on ISO play. Shamar takes it down to about the 39-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 6. Design QB run there.
Yeah, and this might be a good time to establish that middle line of scrimmage, maybe run a little clock off here in the second quarter.
2-by-2 formation, typical ace formation right here. Shamar in the gun, Caden Wynn to the right. Shamar, 3-step drop, has the guy deep as Travis Smith down the sideline. Just out of his reach. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 with 7:30 to go before halftime.
Yeah, Travis Smith trying to get behind the defense there on a wheel route. Just didn't quite work out. There was really nowhere to go with the ball, and Shamar has to throw it out of bounds.
Like I said, last week Travis Smith had 4 catches for 44 yards. Trying to get him going here tonight, coming back after that injury last season. So now we have trips left. Travis Smith in the slot. Looks like Trevor Thomas down below, one-on-one. That's where Shamar Tootle looks, throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, Shamar feeling a little pressure there, having to throw off of his back foot. Thomas run the fade down the sideline, but the pass was a little bit too far wide to the right.
After picking up 5 yards on 1st down on a QB run, we tried to go deep to Smith and then back to Trevor Thomas. Brings up a punting situation, 4th and 5. Perea only had 2 punts last week, and we know he held the punting responsibilities last year. So let's see what he can do on this turf as we're in a traditional punt formation with a shield there with Metzner, Wiggins, and Shadarius Tootle. Flag on the play. I'm going to believe it's going to be a delay of game. Like I said before, this is only the 3rd punt of the season, 2 last week and the first one tonight. Getting out there and making that decision was a little slow getting the special teams out on the field. So when I say special teams is that 3rd phase and it's been a roller coaster, this is some of those emphasis that we're talking about. Good snap. Perea catches, boots it away from his own 35. Bunts it down to about the Satsuma 43-yard line. So a net of about 23 yards there. 7:08 to go before half. Cottage Hill leads 28-3.
Chris, if you're the Gators, you're okay with that sequence right there. You get points on the board, you get a 3 and out, nothing comes off the clock, and you've got the ball right around midfield.
Absolutely, and of course we know who's getting the ball when we come back from the half, which would be that of us. So they got to make hay while they can right now before halftime gets a positive place. Got twins left, H-back to the left, running back in the pistol, lone receiver to the right, covered by Jaden Davis, number 12 out there. Quarterback looking at his wristband, makes the cadence, running into the boundary. It's going to be a reverse, 7 on the reverse. And that did not fool anyone because we had that of Shadarius Tootle to clean that up and read it perfectly. Metzner got his hands on him first, and then we had Shadarius Tootle clean it up. But at the end of the play, we got a flag, Chad. What is that?
Yeah, didn't see where the flag came in. Great play right there by just our best duo, Metzner and Tootle. Not sure what the flag is on the far side over there.
It was on our far sideline over there where the Cottage Hill sideline is. Wait on the Whitecaps call right here. Personal foul, Cottage Hill. I don't know if there were some extracurriculars after the play, but we did have a negative play in stopping the defense. And now Satsuma moves the chains and gets some plus territory in Cottage Hill territory. with 6:56 to go. First down, Satsuma Gators. Ball on Cottage Hill's 46-yard line. 2-by-2, quarterback in the gun, running back in the pistol, and it looks like the running back jumped there. So it looks like it's going to be a false start, pre-snap penalty on Satsuma.
Yeah, Chris, and you hate to see that personal foul. You know, great play by the defense. They hold them to a loss there. It's going to be second and long. They get the 15 yards and a first down on our side of the field.
Satsuma, after they've had big first downs, whether it's the big chunk play on the pass a series ago, or here giving them a first down with a personal foul, they come right back on the next play with a pre-snap penalty. It's going to be 1st and 15, Satsuma now from their own 49. Quarterback in the gun, 2-by-2, looks the seam, throws it downfield, and it is picked off. It is picked off. Interception, Cottage Hill. Another turnover.
And that's that safety duo, Zycas Thomas making another acrobatic catch.
Zycas Thomas with the INT. That's his second of the year. He had one last week. Satsuma tries to go to the seam. Washington County had some success up the seam last week, but let me tell you something. We have corrected that tonight.
Chris, secondary has great range on the coverage. They seem to really catch the ball well.
So the officials are going to go ahead and call this the heat timeout. It's 6:17 to go before half. So we're going to take a break with you and come back on the Warrior Way Sports Network. And we're back. 6:17 to go before half. Big INT by Zycas Thomas. Shamar Tootle in the gun. Zone read, he keeps it, runs it up the middle, but we have a flag on the play. Believe that's going to be a procedure called on wide receiver. I don't know who that was in the slot coming, but of course decided to play arena football, it seemed like, or Canadian CFL football and turn up prior to the snap. So the penalty's going to back us up 5 yards. It's going to bring up 1st and 15. 6:10 to go. Warriors lead 28-3, and we have got to be pleased with this first quarter and a half football.
And you love to see that play on the opening, even though we have the penalty there. Shamar counts them in, knows he has enough blockers, and takes it up the middle.
Twins right, Wiggins at H-back. Another pre-snap penalty on the Warriors. False start. Now it's going to bring up a 1st and 20.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys go early there, so that must have been some form of miscommunication on the snap count.
1st and 20. Cottage Hill has it in reverse right now. 6 minutes to go on the clock. The clock is rolling. 1st and 20. Cottage Hill ball, leading 28-3 against Satsuma. Ball in the center of the field on the Cottage Hill 17-yard line. Trips right, Shamar in the gun. Hits the inside receiver, Trevor Thomas was looking for him there. Incomplete. Good play to sign. Like to see us come back to there because Trevor could have had some room.
Yeah, Trevor Thomas found a real big void there in the middle of the field, passed a little bit behind him. Maybe Trevor was just too fast for it.
A little timing off there, but that's okay. It's going to bring up, once again, 2nd and 20. Cottage Hill traditional ace formation, 2-by-2, quarterback to the left. Puts it in his belly and pulls it. That's Shamar Tootle down the left sideline. He's going to take this thing 83 yards for a touchdown, but as you can tell in my voice, flag on the play. This is going to come back. I believe it's either going to be a blind side block or blocking the back on that far sideline. Great play design, great run. Saw it last week. Officials are getting together. It's going to be a hold. Hold on. The Cottage Hill Warriors are going to take the 83-yard touchdown run off the board and back them up.
Yeah, good read right there by Shamar on the zone read. He reads the defensive end, pulls that ball, and takes off and goes untouched. 70-plus yards.
Calls holding on Cottage Hill.
You can hear the reverse sound of a truck playing here at the Satsuma Stadium this evening as the Warriors have got it in reverse to their own demise. Still second down. We're going to say second down in a West Mobile here. Cottage Hill's ball on 10-yard line. Little bunch formation. Student body right. Shamar's trying to get to the edge, and guess what? Another flag on the play. Shamar gets to the corner, takes it out near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and there's a late flag that comes in. I think that one of the Gators may have hit Tootle out of bounds.
Two fouls on the play. Officials coming together.
This drive, the offense has been really out of sync, and it makes you wonder if maybe this big lead feels a little comfortable to them. Hopefully they can get together and tighten this up a little bit.
Well, last week, Chad, we come out and go 3 for 3. First 3 drives go up 21-0 and kind of stall in that middle section of the game, second quarter, and then we came out of third quarter a new team, and I think you'll see something similar tonight. So yes, waiting on the call from the Whitecap. Got holding on the offense.
Calls holding against Cottage Hill.
Looks like it's going to be a timeout, Cottage Hill as well. Regrouping here. 5:16 to go. We'll wait for the official's call. We've got a holding on the offense. We've got a personal foul on the defense.
It will be a personal foul against Satsuma.
Yeah, and that was that late hit out of bounds on Tootle down here on the near sideline.
Actually get some positive yardage here when you mark off the holding, and then, of course, you tack on the personal foul. It's going to be Cottage Hill football when we return from the timeout. It's going to be second down and about 18 from the right hash of Cottage Hill's 21-yard line. 30-second timeout, and we'll come back on the Warrior Way Sports Network. Cottage Hill comes back after a timeout, facing a very second and long. Direct snap to Caleb Metzner. Had 3 backs to the left of him, almost like in a short yardage play. But guess what? He picked up more than short yardage. He almost gets the first down, bringing up a third and manageable. And if I had to guess, Chad, we'd run that same formation again.
Absolutely. Metzner right there running into his own blocker. He might have taken that the distance.
And that's what we're going to see here. We got a tank package right here with Shadarius Tootle in the backfield. Running like a little wildcat, goes straight up the middle. He's going to go, folks. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, shields up, swords out. 4-star Georgia commit, Shadarius Tootle, takes it to the house for a 63-yard touchdown run, and that puts the Warriors up 34-3 with 4:33 to go before halftime.
Yeah, Chris Shadarius showing his speed again, but that long stride, the defender trying to catch him was taking 2 steps for every one of Shadarius' 1 step.
PAT team is out there. McGrew's lining it up. I don't want to jinx him, but he's been 4 for 4 tonight.
Can't believe you just did that.
Mose the snap, Travis Smith the hold, McGrew.
Can't believe you just did that.
Just missed it wide left. I love Mac McGrew. Mac McGrew is a phenomenal kicker.
Yes, but you just put the commentator curse on him.
I don't believe in that, Chad.
Well, you should.
Cottage Hill leads 34-3, 4:33 before the half. Satsuma has already had their kickoff return team on the field. We're going to stay here. We got any college scores? Got any college updates?
Let's see if Mr. Brad Newton can get us some college scoring updates here.
Got a couple scores right here. Michigan State's up on Western Michigan 21-0. Wake Forest 7, Kennesaw State 9. Robbie Ashford's a quarterback at Wake Forest, the Auburn transfer, who was at South Carolina. Charlotte trailing App State 20-3. Illinois is up on Western Illinois 31-0. In the game we all care about tonight, Auburn-Baylor. Auburn's up on Baylor 14-3 down in Texas. McGrew's ready to set the kickoff. Toe to leather, kicks it up the left sideline. It's going to go out of bounds. Satsuma receiver lets it go out of bounds near the 18-yard line.
Yeah, Chris, this game continues to produce big plays. Shadarius Tootle up the middle untouched. On the prior play, Metzner ran the same play, and I believe he might have gone untouched too had he not run into his own blocker. I think the middle of that defense feels a little bit vulnerable to that big heavy package that we were putting in.
Well, we've been scoring so quick all night long, Chad. The defense has played a lot of snaps. I know some of those guys are Avengers and play both ways. But Satsuma comes out here down 34-3, ball on the 35-yard line, and we have a pre-snap penalty. False start on the Gators, backing them up. Going to bring up a 1st and 15. As I look across the sideline there, a lot of Cottage Hill fans. A lot of Cottage Hill fans take this short trip to North Mobile County here in Satsuma. Quarterback hands off up the middle. Running back does a decent job of picking up almost a penalty yardage there. About a 4-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11.
Chris, Brody Simmons has checked into the game. Looks like he may be replacing Shadarius Tootle. Makes you wonder if Shadarius might be on a short night tonight.
And right on cue, Shadarius comes back out.
Okay. Well, I guess we got our answer.
Satsuma trips left, outside receiver, slot motion, tossed out to the side, and there is the Warrior defense led by corner Nate Sims. Sniffs that out, comes up, makes a tackle for loss. Big time play. A lot of yardage lost there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 20 for the Satsuma Gators.
Well, Chris, you remember early in the game, they were wearing out that one side, running right at Jaden Davis. Now they're trying to run at Nate Sims. Don't run at these corners. I'm telling you, these guys are physical.
Looking good by the Warrior D, giving up the lone field goal so far in the first half. Satsuma 2-by-2, slot receiver to left in motion. Play action pass, whistle before the snap. Looks like we're going to have another procedure penalty on that of Satsuma.
Yeah, it looked like the guy in motion was going towards the line of scrimmage prior to the snap there.
A lot of arena and CFL football being played in Satsuma tonight by both teams. So we already had a 3rd and 20. Now we got a 3rd and West Mobile coming up for the Satsuma Gators. Trips right, quarterback in the gun, pistol formation, looks to the lone receiver, throws it in no man's land, incomplete. Had 4 Warriors there, and it fell in between them. The quarterback was just getting rid of it. So it's going to be 4th and long. We know this is an absolute punt situation for sure. 2:57 to go before half. Cottage Hill leads 34-3. 21 on the play clock for Satsuma. We got Kaz Thomas back deep to receive for the Warriors. Electric punt returner. Took one back last week. Had a great opportunity earlier. Rugby kick by that of the Satsuma Gators that appears to hit the back of the Satsuma Gator and gets to the original line of scrimmage. So the Warriors offense is in good position here as they will take over 1st down and 10 on Satsuma's 36-yard line on the left hash. Chad, you talk about that middle eight, last four of the first half and the first four of the second half. We're at 2:49. We'd like to get one more score going into halftime here.
Yeah, absolutely, and then getting the ball coming out of the half.
2-by-2, Wynn to the left, in motion, goes to the tight end position, so empty backfield. Inside screen to Trevor Thomas. He's got room up the middle. Big-time play there. It's going to move the sticks, get down into the red zone. It's going to be 1st and 10 Warriors at the 16, and a great pickup by Shamar Tootle to Trevor Thomas.
And you love to see Coach Player run the offense. We're not trying to do anything different, up 34-3 with 2 minutes left in the half, running the offense.
Trips left. Trevor Thomas by himself down here below to the right. Near sideline, Wynn to the right of Tootle. Tootle drops back to pass, flushed out of the pocket. He's got some running room. He's up the left side to the Cottage Hill sideline, takes it out of bounds for a gain of about 7 on the play. That's what you call dual threat. Looking downfield, flushed out of the pocket, picks up some great positive yardage. It's going to be 2nd and 3, Cottage Hill.
Yeah, Shamar wanted Travis Smith on that flag pattern there to the back corner of the end zone. I think that the left back corner of the end zone has become Shamar's best friend. Good coverage right there by the Gators, forces Shamar just to run.
Looks like Caden Wiggins enters the game at H-back. Looks like Shadarius Tootle's at quarterback, maybe taking a direct snap here, 2nd and short. We only got one rush out of him last week, but we know what he's capable of doing, as we just saw it earlier. Hand off to the middle to Caden Wynn. Touchdown Warriors from 16 yards out, and Cottage Hill goes up 40-3 with 2:11 to play.
Yeah, Chris, that's a run up the middle untouched. So our offensive line is absolutely doing a great job tonight.
40-3, Cottage Hill. There goes the CHCA blue and gold flags by our cheerleaders. Cheerleaders that will be having a regional competition coming up in, I believe, about 41 days. How do I know? Kick by McGrew. He's back. PAT good. 41-3. 6-7 for McGrew tonight on PAT. Katie, how do you think I know? Come on, Katie. You got to join us. We haven't heard you in the first half after we had that power surge and you got us back going. How do you know I know that we have our cheerleaders in the regional competition coming up in 41 days?
Because I know for a fact Miss Jerry Morley that leads our cheer squad would never let you forget that.
We love Miss Morley and the job that she's doing with our competitive cheer team. Went to nationals last year. They do a good job on sideline as well on Friday nights. So thank you to our cheerleaders. Thank you to Miss Morley, Coach Shepard as well, for all they do for our young ladies and bring a spirit to Cottage Hill Christian Academy. 2:11 to go before half. Cottage Hill up 41-3. Cottage Hill Christian Academy Navy helmets with the gold and metallic silver Warrior head shining. Pooch kick by McGrew up the left side, fielded by Satsuma near the 30, takes it straight up field and gets about 8 yards to the 40-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Satsuma, right hash, traveling south to north, 2:04 to go before halftime. And this opening game for them, even though they're 1-0 with the win last week and the forfeiture from the McIntosh.
Yeah, you know what you love to see on that kickoff right there more than anything. Up 41-3, and there's 4 guys on that tackle.
Getting after it, because that was something that we need to have an emphasis on from last week kickoff team, and we did a good job there. So Satsuma going back to work, trips left, slot receiver in motion all the way across to an H-back to the right. Running a tall sweep into the boundary. We've seen that all night. A little bit of success there. Good first down pickup for Satsuma. About 3 or 4 yards, going to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, Satsuma probably okay with running this clock out at this point with 1:45 and running on their side of the field.
Clock's ticking, 1:42. Ball on the Satsuma 44-yard line. Right hash. 2-by-2, running a sweep to the wide side here. Good pursuit by Cottage Hill, and they turned it back in to Shadarius Tootle, who cleans it up. for the tackle there. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 for Satsuma there. No gain on the play. Good play by linebacker Shadarius Tootle.
Yeah, Chris, and honestly, if you're the Gators right now, you just don't want to give the ball back to this offense. You'd like to run this clock out, get out of this half.
109 on the clock and ticking, 19 on the play clock. Satsuma 2-by-2. 44-yard line, quarterback in the gun, pistol formation. Hard counts, no jump there. Play clock down to 6. 54 on the game clock. Motion. Satsuma does not get the snap off before the delay of game. So delay of game on Satsuma. 46 seconds to go before half. Back them up 5 yards. Third and 11 now. Satsuma's ball. 38-yard line. I'm curious if my color commentator left the building or not.
Still here.
2-by-2, slot man in motion, handoff up the middle. He is met by a host of Warriors right there at the 44-yard line on the right house. 4th down coming up with 36 on the clock. There's 38 on the play clock. We do not have to run another play, and this is going to take us to the half.
Yeah, good play right there by Josh Williams, clogging up that middle. I think that's the first time we've seen him tonight. Tyler Cochran also in there on that play.
4th down, Satsuma doesn't have to run another play. Had some discrepancy in the game clock and the play clock. And that's going to take us to the half. What a great half by your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors. Shields up and swords out. They lead 41-3 at Satsuma. We're going to take an extended break, and we're going to come back to you with some halftime stats and some recaps of the first half. But as you can see, the Cottage Hill Warriors are traveling to halftime with a 41-3 lead against Satsuma in Satsuma. Thank you for listening to the Warrior Way Network.
At Cottage Hill Christian Academy, we provide a Christ-centered education that prepares students for excellence as lifelong disciples. It is through the Cottage Hill tradition we cultivate authentic relationships and community. We prayerfully partner with families to develop tomorrow's servant leaders today. Find out more about the Warrior Way by visiting chcacademy.com. Want to take your business to the next level while supporting Warrior Athletics? Become a proud sponsor of CHCA Athletics today. To learn more about sponsorship opportunities, reach out to our athletic director, Adam Thomas, or Katie West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action, support our athletes, and promote your brand. Contact us today. Want to stay connected with Cottage Hill Christian Academy? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Get the latest updates, news, and highlights from our school community right at your fingertips. Want to stay in the game with all things Warrior Athletics? Make sure you're in the know by following our official athletic accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can also visit us online at chcaathletics.com. At Cottage Hill Christian Academy, our athletes strive for excellence, and behind them is the Warrior Club, an organization dedicated to making their success possible. The Warrior Club provides essential financial and auxiliary support to our athletic programs while promoting Christian character through sportsmanship, fair play, and the recognition of every player's and coach's accomplishments. Join the Warrior Club today and support our incredible student athletes. At Cottage Hill Christian Academy, we provide a Christ-centered education that prepares students for excellence as lifelong disciples. It is through the Cottage Hill tradition we cultivate authentic relationships and community. We prayerfully partner with families to develop tomorrow's servant leaders today. Find out more about the Warrior Way by visiting chcacademy.com. take your business to the next level while supporting Warrior Athletics? Become a proud sponsor of CHCA Athletics today. To learn more about sponsorship opportunities, reach out to our athletic director, Adam Thomas, or Katie West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action, support our athletes, and promote your brand. Contact us today. Want to stay connected with Cottage Hill Christian Academy? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Get the latest updates, news, and highlights from our school community right at your fingertips. Want to stay in the game with all things Warrior Athletics? Make sure you're in the know by following our official athletic accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can also visit us online at chcaathletics.com. At Cottage Hill Christian Academy, our athletes strive for excellence, and behind them is the Warrior Club, an organization dedicated to making their success possible. The Warrior Club provides essential financial and auxiliary support to our athletic programs while promoting Christian character through sportsmanship, fair play, and the recognition of every player's and coach's accomplishments. Join the Warrior Club today and support our incredible student athletes. At Cottage Hill Christian Academy, we provide a Christ-centered education that prepares students for excellence as lifelong disciples. It is through the Cottage Hill tradition we cultivate authentic relationships and community. We prayerfully partner with families to develop tomorrow's servant leaders today. Find out more about the Warrior Way by visiting chcacademy.com. Want to take your business to the next level while supporting Warrior Athletics? Become a proud sponsor of CHCA Athletics today. To learn more about sponsorship opportunities, reach out to our athletic director, Adam Thomas, or Katie West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action, support our athletes, and promote your brand. Contact us today.
And we're back here at halftime at Satsuma, where we just had the Spirit of Satsuma perform a 10-minute halftime show that had the crowd on their feet. Still pretty good turnout here in Satsuma. Cottage Hill leads 41-3. We got about 6 minutes to go before we kick off the second half. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Chad Anderson to give us some halftime stats for our listeners on the Warrior Way Sports Network.
All right, well, we'll start out on offense. Shamar Tootle, really, offense didn't have to rely on him a whole lot in the first half. Shamar, 5 of 11 passing. A couple of those were throwaways. Good coverage, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. The story, though, is the running game. On the ground, the Warriors, 10 carries, 184 yards total. And when you hear these numbers, big play after big play after big play. Shadarius Tootle, 1 carry, 64-yard touchdown. Then you've got Caden Wynn with 5 carries, 21 yards. Shamar with 2 carries, 15 yards. Metzner with 1 carry and 18 yards. As far as on the receiving end, Metzner, 2 catches, 42 yards. Tro Thomas, 1 catch, 20 yards. Again, big play after big play. On defense, of course, Shadarius Tootle leading the way with 6 tackles in the first half, on his way to another double-digit tackle night. Connor Lesueur, Caleb Metzner, J.J. Davis, all with 4 tackles, likely to get to double-digit tackles as well. And then on the interception side, Shadarius Tootle had the 1 interception returned at 85 yards, and then Kaz Thomas also with an interception.
Chad, I'll tell you this, man. When you come out here on the road, second week in a row, second game of the season at Satsuma, who you're 2-5 against in the history in our 8th meeting, and we come out, we get a stop on defense, and then the first play of the game, we have a freshman set the tone, creative play calling on the reverse to freshman Aaron Ward, takes it to the house, and then after that, it was all gas, no brakes for the Warriors. And I tell you, we have 41 points. We're averaging almost 2 points a play because we only had 21 offensive snaps in the first half, if my calculation is correct. 11 in the air, 10 on the ground. Good 50-50 distribution there by offensive play caller Scott Player. But 41 points. The only negative thing was I jinxed McGrew on the PAT, or we would be perfect, offensively speaking, this evening. Defensively, once again, holding Satsuma to 3 points in the first half, held them to a 26-yard field goal there in the second quarter. The bottom line is you have got to be impressed with the Cottage Hill Christian Academy football program and these first 6 quarters of football and marching on to try to be 2-0 at the end of this game for the first time since 2019. What's your thoughts there, Chad?
Yeah, Chris, so it's hard to point out on offense what is our best route right now. The offensive line is getting great push, and the run up the middle is there. Shadarius Tootle taking it all the way up the middle untouched. On the previous play, Metzner could have gone untouched if he doesn't run into his own blocker. The middle of the field is wide open, but then you got the outside guys who can make plays. If you can get the ball in their hands in space, they can make plays. So for defenses, unfortunately, it's pick your poison. You've got to either stop the middle, stop the perimeter, or nothing. And it doesn't seem like either team that we've played so far has even come close to stopping either one of those. So Scott Player's really in his playbook right now.
Yeah, I like how you say pick your poison, because what's interesting about this offense is there's a lot of guys that can beat you. Yeah, we have Shadarius Tootle, who has played limited offensive snaps, and we know that we can go to him when we need to pick up a yard or two and move those chains. But it's everybody. Yeah, you got the Shadarius Tootle Georgia commit. You got Caleb Metzner, the South Alabama commit. But the distribution of the football, okay, whether you got a freshman in Aaron Ward, or it's Wynn in the backfield running the football, or if it's Trevor Thomas outside, or if it's Travis Smith in the slot, and the list just goes on and on and on of what we can do offensively. And it's the same thing defensively. As soon as it's the front four, whether it's 8th grader Josh McCants, A.J. Green in the middle, 240 pounds, who had 10 tackles last week, or if it's those guys on the edge in Metzner and Caden Wiggins, if they do their job and get upfield and turn it back up to the inside, you run it into a 4-star guy, Shadarius Tootle. You got Cole Perea, you got LeSueur. And then on the back end, those guys will come downhill and hit you. So you want to talk about exciting? This is an exciting football team to watch. And we're going to call them the Road Warriors right now for 6 quarters. They have actually went on the road north of West Mobile, at Chatham last week and Satsuma tonight, and have absolutely done exactly what they were supposed to do. So in the second half, keep everybody healthy, let that clock run, go into the extended Labor Day weekend, get some guys healthy, because we got a tough 3A Region 1 matchup up at Hillcrest Evergreen next Friday night.
Yeah, that's right. Keep them healthy. Look at the second half. Hopefully we can continue the physicality in the secondary. I've been so impressed with those 4 players in the secondary, our corners and our safeties. Those guys almost would rather come up and hit these running backs than cover receivers. You love to see it because it's all 4 of them. The defense playing complementary football. You've got the ends setting the edge, pushing those runs out, pushing them in. It's just really neat to see.
We got less than a minute to go on the clock. They'll add a couple more minutes, make sure everybody's loose. Cottage Hill's already back out here. They're flying around. They are conditioned. They are in shape. They passed the eye test. Satsuma's yet to come out of the locker room yet, which I know is just in the south end zone there. But what a great weekend. Labor Day weekend, college football. Got great weather in the atmosphere. We got some college football scores we'll get to in a minute. But let's speaking of college football, there's a lot of former Warriors currently still playing on Saturdays. You got Trent Tyler Thomas for the USA Jaguars. They host Morgan State tomorrow at Hancock Whitney Stadium. Kelvon McBride's North Carolina State Wolfpack got a win last night over Eastern Carolina. Kelvon had surgery this all season, is currently recovering after appearing in 11 games up in Raleigh last year. Speaking of last night, Shadrick Tootle Jr., the oldest of the Tootle boys, is playing at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College Bulldogs. They got the win last night. And I think Michael Roberson, if I'm not mistaken, transferred from Bellhaven to Mississippi Gulf Coast as well. LeBron Evans, the big offensive lineman at Coffee County Community College, or Coffeeville Community College in Kansas. He's 6'8", 340 and putting in some good work. And our boy linebacker Ben Conkin is always in our prayers, and he's an Argonaut at the University of West Florida, and he's looking to get back to the grind and on the field as well. So also you got to think over the last 5 or 6 years, man, it's been awesome to turn on the television on Saturday or get your ESPN app out and look at some of the guys that we had play over the years, such as Flip Rudolph, who was a 2A back of the year in 2018-19, played at UAB at Jack State, Corey Alexander at Jack State, Rajon Thomas in the Ivy League at Cornell, J.D. Pettaway at University of North Alabama, to go along with others that I know I'm leaving off because we're just trying to think of something to talk about right now as it's college football. And, of course, they added 3 more minutes on the clock before the half. But so college football scores. Speaking of college football, here we go. I'm just going down Miss Katie West, who's on the board, her ESPN app. Western Michigan is trailing Michigan State 23-0 at the end of the third. Wake Forest is still trailing Kennesaw State, 9-7. App State in full control over Charlotte, 27-3. Western Illinois is getting blanked by Illinois at home, 31-0. Auburn, 17-10. Auburn's got the ball 14 seconds before the half on the Baylor 42. That game's on Fox. A lot of people, Friday night football is for high school, okay? All right? But it's Labor Day weekend. We got football from Friday night all the way to Monday night. Chad, real quick, before we get back to the action here, what game are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to miss it. I really was looking forward to that Texas-Ohio State game. The good news is I have 2 kids running cross country, so that's the reason I'm missing it. And, of course, I want to support them. I hate to be missing that. I'm kind of intrigued about that Clemson-LSU matchup.
I like it, too. LSU at Clemson, because, to be honest with you, I think LSU has the roster to not only get in the playoffs, but potentially win it all. And I'm an Auburn fan, okay, but you also got Bama at FSU. I think the line on that game is 12, and I think that game's going to be closer than a lot of people think, okay? Down in Tallahassee, that roster that Florida State has is completely new, okay, with transfers after that dismal 2-10 season that they had. But you're right, Texas, Ohio State, that game's going to mean a little bit, but not too much because it's early in the year. But I'm interested in seeing Belichick, as a college head coach at North Carolina this week as well.
Well, Chris, don't forget too, if my memory serves, isn't it also Catholics versus convicts? Isn't
That's
the renewal
exactly
of that
right,
rivalry
right.
coming up?
Notre Dame,
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
A lot of good football. It's going to be a rainy Saturday, nothing to do. Sit around your house, drink a cup of coffee, watch some football, and then re-listen to the Warrior Way Sports Network in this great first half by the Warriors, 41-3. Warriors will receive the second half kickoff. Satsuma set to kick off. Onside kick bouncing around the turf, but the Warriors special teams and the kickoff return team does a tremendous job. Scoops it up right there near the 40-yard line. It's going to be first down, Cottage Hill.
Yeah, Chris, that's Ethan Womble jumping on that ball, and that's a name that you expect to see in the second half. Ethan Womble got some great reps last week, was a workhorse last year. You hope to see him run the ball some. It looks like the Warriors will run the first-team offense out here. It makes you wonder with the score the way it is and the running clock already, how long they'll be out there.
Yeah, I like to see that. Clock's already ticking, 11:29, 20 seconds on the play clock. Warriors trips right here to the boundary. Ball's on the right hash, and here we come out with a pre-snap penalty. This is what you do not want to do, regardless of the situation and the score. Backing them up 5 yards there.
Yeah, a little snap infraction there coming out of the locker room, a little rusty.
1st and 15. Ball's going to be on the 34-yard line. Clock is rolling. It's already under 11. Cottage Hill has not ran offensive snap. Same formation. Inside handoff to Wynn. Wynn has done a tremendous job this year, and he picks up a cool 10 yards on first down right up the gut.
Yeah, and that's what you expect to see. You expect to see the offense really kind of slow down, get the bus going, wear them down a little more.
So we had the pre-snap penalty coming out. Wynn picks up 10, brings us up to 2nd and 5. Ball near the right hash mark on our sidelines. We got trips right here to the right near us. Shamar Tootle, 15-year-old quarterback in the gun, Wynn to the right of him. The snap. Inside give to Wynn again. He bounces a little bit, is met, and then carries the pile across the 50-yard line into Satsuma territory to their 49, and that is a forward campaign first down.
There you go. Get that shout out there. Cottage Hill in the first half, going really fast, getting to the line of scrimmage quickly, taking their time a little bit more, getting up with 20 on the play clock prior to the snap here.
We got trips to the left, running back to the left. That's Wynn. Shamar pulls it, throws the bubble out to Travis Smith, makes one guy miss. He is very electric, and then taken out by a host of Satsuma Gators on the Cottage Hill sideline for a gain of about 4. Clock's ticking. I like it. 9:34. Let's get in this Labor Day weekend a little bit sooner. You're going to cross country tomorrow. Warrior Cross Country, where are they at tomorrow?
We're in Bay Minette tomorrow up on 225.
Trips left, 9:21 to go. Shamar Tootle, same play, bubble out to the left. Is that Travis Smith
That's
again?
Travis.
He makes a guy miss. He picks up the Cottage Hill first down, and that's a forward initiative first down for the Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors.
And Chris, that again, another bubble screen. Last week we talked to Coach Player, and he said that he likes to use that quick pass, that bubble screen, to open up the middle of the field. Not sure that that's what they're doing here at 41-3. I think it's more getting reps for some younger players, getting the ball out, letting them practice that quick timing there.
Anytime you have an RPO, you're running into a situation where, hey, it could be easy just to give. But he's reading that right there and throwing that bubble out there after he puts it in Wynn's belly, and he reads his read right there to that outside backer. So the clock stopped here for official timeout. There's a Satsuma player down on the far sideline. 9:08 to go. Cottage Hill leads 41-3. It's going to be first down from the Satsuma 36-yard line. Chad, as an educator, it's always good to get to that Labor Day weekend so we can rest, reflect, and kind of reset, okay? I know we have Miss Katie West on the board for us. Miss Katie West does a lot for Cottage Hill Christian Academy behind the scenes as our communications director. and everybody that I talk to in the car lines or around campus, they say, hey, we really enjoyed listening to the broadcast. And I say, well, the true hero is Katie West.
Absolutely.
This does not happen without her.
Yep, can't argue.
Back to the action. Tootling a gun, hand off the win up front. He's hit the backfield, but he does not go down, and he moves forward once again for a 7-yard pickup on first down.
All right, Chris, so you know I like to go old school, and I like to give us 40-somethings something to listen to. Labor Day for me always meant the beginning of school. That beginning has moved up now to the beginning of August versus Labor Day.
That's exactly right. But once again, we get out for every holiday, and plus we get out,
Sure.
Memorial Day. So Twins to the right, handoff inside again to Win. Once again, carrying the pile, and he gets to the second and third level and runs over that of the safety coming up. That had to be at least an 11-yard gain. Moves the sticks again. This is going to be first down. The Warriors are in business. They're in the red zone around the 15-yard line. Left hash, furthest from us. 8:05 on the clock on Cottage Hill's first possession of the second half. 2-by-2, handoff to Win, going across Shamar's face to the right side. He breaks tackles all the way down to the 1-yard line. There is a flag down. That flag's probably in the area of holding. Let's see what the white cap is going to say right here.
Hey, Chris, Caden is not a back that you expect to take the ball 80 yards, but, man, that 8 yards is so brutal on that defense.
Just another example of a physical body who's been in the weight room, who has worked hard, good, strong lower half. All our guys, you can tell that they have been in the weight room ever since that last snap at St. Luke's, and now it's showing on Friday nights in the fall. So 2-by-2 formation. Handoff inside to Win again. They just keep giving it to him. He falls forward for another 4 yards. It's going to bring up second down after the big penalty of the holding call there after Win got it inside the 5.
Yeah, offense doing a good job of getting this clock run down. We're inside 7 minutes at the 6:50 mark. I think the coaches are good with this. Let's get half of this quarter run off the clock here.
You're exactly right. Twins to the top. He comes down to the isolated side to Trevor Thomas. One-step hitch. Trevor Thomas makes the guy miss, turns it upfield, gets to the original line of scrimmage, which is going to bring up a third down and 10 on about the 16-yard line.
Great footwork right there by Trevor Thomas. He's really a deep threat. You see him run a lot of verticals, a lot of go routes. That was really a great piece of footwork there, juking that defender out and getting upfield.
I love those quick passes on the perimeter. All that is an extended tall sweep, per se. Shamar's in the gun, 15 years old, not worrying about catching the laces, catches it, pitches it out as quick as he can, and let the playmaker do his job, and he got upfield. Trevor Thomas got a breakout year. Trips left, Win to the right. Shamar's looking to the left, wide open in the corner of the end zone. That is going to be a touchdown pass of 16 yards from Shamar Tootle to who?
Gavin Maddox.
Gavin Maddox on the touchdown. That was in that back left corner, blown coverage, 47-3, Cottage Hill. Touchdown pass number 3 for Shamar. He had 3 in the air last week, so that's 6 on the year. Extra point. Team out there, Chase Mose ready to snap. Travis Smith to hold. McGrew. Snap was kind of low. Good job by Travis getting it down. McGrew never hesitated with the kick. It's good. It's 48-3. Cottage Hill Christian Academy. It's great to be a Warrior, man.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that back left corner of that end zone, Shamar Tootle has a missile going into that back left corner all game long. He's got that. Great pass by Shamar.
Well, this is what I can say as an old coach and now as the head of school at Cottage Hill. That coffee in the morning is just going to taste that much better on a Saturday morning after a win like this and a 2-0 start. It's amazing. I know Coach Jones doesn't drink coffee, but he might need to give him a cup of coffee in the morning and just sit back and enjoy it, because it looks like the Warriors are on track to start the 2025 campaign 2-0. First time since 2019. Speaking of DeMar, I was chatting with both Shamar and Shadarius. They'll be leaving to head up to Athens. If I'm not mistaken, the Georgia Bulldogs open up with Marshall DeMar, if I'm not mistaken, and they'll both be on campus attending that game. You know, Shadarius is already a 4-star commit to Georgia after flipping from Auburn after early commit. Shamar is getting recruited at the age of 15 as well. So those guys will be there, and I'm pretty sure you might have Messner on campus of South, with South playing as well against Morgan State. McGrew kicks off, little pooch kick around the 40-yard line, fielded by the up back for Satsuma. Gains about 3 yards, a host of Warriors there. Clock still running, which is great. 4:52 and ticking. 48-3 here at Satsuma.
Yeah, Chris, that's 2 starters. That's Colin Perea. It's Caden Wynn in there on that tackle, and they were running full speed down there to make that tackle.
Satsuma comes out. Ball's going to be on the right hash. Starting in good field position on their own 43-yard line. Satsuma 2-by-2, quarterback in the gun, pistol formation. Slot receiver comes into H-back. The snap. Give up the middle. He's got some running room. He breaks one tackle, gets to the second level, bounces it outside, takes it down into Warrior territory. Late flag comes in, and there's another one. Satsuma back runs out of bounds near the Cottage Hill 33-yard line.
Yeah, Chris, right there on that play, A.J. Green, 20 yards downfield, trying to run down that play and make a play, and it looked like a Gator might have hit him in the back.
I love those D linemen and those pursuit drills. That was one thing from a conditioning standpoint that I know that we used to do, is pursuit drills at the end of practice, keeping it a little bit more game-like. And you're right, it's a personal foul on the Satsuma Gators. It seems like anything that has happened positive or a big explosive play for Satsuma tonight, they either on that play had a penalty, or the very next play they had a penalty. And I know Coach Jordan will be working on those things with his staff and his team as they regroup next week.
Yeah, and that hit completely unnecessary. It was 5 yards behind the play.
Clock's already rolling, 3:53 to go before halftime. Cottage Hill leads 48-3. Satsuma busted play in the backfield, but still gives it to the back. Running back's running hard, a couple missed tackles, finally taken down. Enough for the first down after the long run the previous play that was brought back just a tad bit for the personal foul. So it's Gator first down. Satsuma on the move on their first drive of the second half, 3:27 to go before halftime.
Not before halftime, sir.
Third quarter, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Twins left, H-back left. Outside receiver comes into the slot, a handoff to the running back, who's got a hot hand this half. Gets it for about a 4-yard gain to the 41-yard line, I'm sorry.
And Chris, let's talk about Rain Tate, number 54, sticking his nose in there on that play.
Good job, Rain. Rain's father, Billy Tate, played a little college football from the Wiregrass area. We appreciate Mr. Billy Tate and all he does for Cottage Hill Christian Academy. That's a good play there, Rain.
Yeah, Rain in there for Shadarius, the middle linebacker position.
Twins left, H-back to the right, handoff up the middle for Satsuma. Younger guys getting in here. Satsuma running back gets it near the first down. They're going to move the sticks here. It's going to be first down, Satsuma.
Yeah, Colin Perea, though, Connor LeSueur still pursuing, playing hard out there.
You can hear the Satsuma band. Spirit of Satsuma did a good job at halftime. You can hear them fire it back up. 2-by-2, quarterback in the gun, running back in the pistol. Slot receiver to the right in motion, handoff. Tackle for loss by 72 there. That's Mr. Cochran, Tyler Cochran. Tackle for loss on a play. Good job, Tyler Cochran. He's played a lot of football. He played a lot of football for Cottage Hill last year. Good to see him adding that depth on that defensive line. 1:36 to go in the third quarter. Trips left for Satsuma. Quarterback in the gun, got a pistol formation. He drops back. He's got a clean pocket. He's looking, he's scanning. He's flushed out to the right. Comes back, throws across his body. And it looks like it's going to work out for Satsuma. It almost looks like the ball was deflected. It's very difficult to throw back across your body as he was rolling to the Cottage Hill sideline. But we're going to say it's a completed pass. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
That was Jake Boutwell applying the pressure, but, man, form tackle by J.J. Davis. My goodness.
Satsuma comes out, twins right, long receiver to the left, and that was a no-no. Pre-snap penalty. Anytime a wide receiver jumps off sides, it will make your head hurt. And you're looking in at the football there, and the Satsuma receiver has that of a pre-snap penalty, which will back them up and go from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. Same formation for the Gators. Clock ticking, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. H back in motion left to right. He sets. Quarterback tosses it out to the right to the boundary. They've had some success on that, but let me tell you something. The Warriors met them about 3 yards short of the first down, and what do we have? Another late penalty coming in from the back judge that I can assure you this is going to be extracurricular on somebody.
Yeah, and, again, the pursuit drill. Tyler Cochran getting downfield after missing initially, just running as hard as he can to get down there on the play. You love to see that.
Far sideline, didn't really see it, but the PA announcer said fumble on the field, recovered by Cottage Hill. It was a big hit by a host of Warriors. Not sure who came up with the ball, but there was a late flag. Trying to sort that out right now. I see 2 officials over there talking to Coach Jones. Coach Jones in the yellow tonight. He sticks out pretty good.
Into the third quarter. Sweet Carolina time.
It's going to be a personal foul on Satsuma. So we're going to add that on to the turnover, and then we're going to go from south to north instead of north to south as we start the fourth quarter. We're going to take a timeout with them here on the Warrior Way Sports Network. We appreciate all our listeners, and we appreciate Warrior Nation. See you in 30 seconds. Sweet Caroline playing here in Satsuma. Cottage Hill's ball as we start the fourth quarter after the forced turnover. Talking to Coach Jones earlier today, one of the things he took away from last week was the guys flying around to the football. And now we even see it with our depth coming in, still flying around to the football here in the second half. But the first play from scrimmage to start the fourth quarter, handoff to the right. Pick up for about 2 yards. We had a continuous running clock. We're going to see that clock still tick here. 11:36 to go in the game. Cottage Hill at 48-3. That's Satsuma. Twins left. Single receiver to the right. Got a blue backfield, which is a 2-back. Womble to the left. Trying to figure out who that is to the right. We got some depth coming into the game here. I don't know who that was on the carry.
That's J.J. Davis.
J.J. Davis getting some reps in the backfield.
Yeah, checking in at wide receiver, too, is going to be Brandon Bell and Hayes Still.
Looks like we're going to go ahead and give Shamar Tootle a round of applause. 15-year-old, another great night, 3 passing TDs. That's 6 on the year. Jaden Davis, number 12, comes in at quarterback. We saw him last week in fourth quarter action. So we saw this offense last week, 2-by-2. You got Jaden Davis at quarterback. You got Ethan Womble running back. Womble crosses Jaden Davis's face, give up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 9 with the clock ticking with 10:35 to play in the game.
Yeah, fresh faces on the offensive line, too. Looks like number 62, Keith Mayfield's in there. It might be 58, Josh Williams. Kind of hard to see the way the lights are positioned here in the stadium. And even more new guys checking in here, Chris.
18 on the play clock, and it looks like we have a host of Warriors coming in. It looks like a whole new unit, 11 players, after we already had some
That's the
on 2nd down.
That's the number 1 offense coming in.
So we're punting there on 3rd down. Punt team comes out, goes ahead and kicks it inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Getting interested here at Satsuma. 9:27 on the clock. It's rolling. Satsuma comes out, ball on the right hash, 21-yard line. A lot of white jerseys. I see Andrew Shanks down here at corner, number 24. Don't have our depth chart, but we have a roster here. Just remember him from last week. Give inside to Satsuma, takes it out across the 25-yard line and actually falls forward near the 29. Good 8-9-yard pickup for Satsuma on 1st down.
Yeah, great to get some of these young guys some reps. You know, you see a lot of graduating year 2029 out there, freshmen.
See Rain Tate at linebacker 54. I'm trying to see the number of the opposite side linebacker of Rain. Trying to set the defense up right here.
It's Trey Johnson out there.
That's Rami Balala.
Yeah. Andrew Shanks, he said. Gavin Maddox is out there.
Timeout by Satsuma. 48-3. Got to be happy with the start of the season for the Warriors. Kind of looking ahead again next week. Big 3A Region 1 matchup in Evergreen, Hillcrest Evergreen. Very unique atmosphere, great stadium environment as you head up to Evergreen. Get up 65, get off at the Evergreen exit, take a right, and you'll run into Hillcrest Evergreen. The following week, that would be a bye week, if I'm not mistaken. After 3 straight road games, we have week 4 is a bye before we come home on August the 19th against Excel in a 3A Region 1 matchup, followed by homecoming the following week against Choctaw County. I can tell you this, Chad, we made some little renovations to our press box, okay? So when we come home on 9/19, I expect us to have a packed house at Charles V. Lang Stadium. Satsuma drops back, throws an absolute bomb down the left sideline, and it is complete. Big play for Satsuma with 8:12 to go in the game.
Chris, when you talk about the home crowd coming out on the 19th, this team has been 3 years in the making. This is not random. This has been a program built over time. You want to come see these kids play. I'm telling you, they are good.
They are electric, and it is fun to watch. And as we said it before, inexperience became experience. And we have some guys that are absolutely showing out on Friday nights. Satsuma with the run up the left side there. Pretty good 9-yard pickup on 1st down.
Yeah, good tackle there by Jaden Metzner, though. Made him one-on-one.
That's Jaden Metzner, the younger brother of Caleb Metzner. Good tackle by him. I hope you have your roster ready because we're supposed to call some names here this afternoon or this evening here at Satsuma. 48-3, 7:20 to go on the clock. It's good for these guys to get these reps and this work under the Friday night lights. They've been working just as hard as the ones. Oh, they forced a fumble there. Big hit. I'm not sure who that was, Chad. Ball on the ground. Looks like it's going to be recovered by Satsuma.
Yeah, Rain Tate forcing that play outside. Actually got held. They didn't call it. Great play by him to push that out there. And, Yeah, it was a fumble. Looked like it was recovered by Satsuma.
Forward fumble recovered by Satsuma, nearing the red zone. Clock's rolling, 6:45. Band still playing. Trips right for Satsuma. Pistol formation, quarterback in the gun. He looks to his right, throws the out route, and it was jumped by, is that Andrew Shanks?
That's Andrew Shanks, number 24.
And I love to see the young guys get fired up. Good pass deflection by Andrew Shanks out there at corner on the island by himself. Good read there.
Checking in at safety, looks like it's Kipton France out there, number 31. Good to see him out there.
Satsuma trips right. Long receiver to the left, to the far sideline. H-back, motions right to left. Gets down to tight end, hands off, up the middle. Pretty good run there. Finally tackled after about a 7-yard gain up the gut.
Yep, young guy's doing a good job there again. It looked like 54 Rain Tate got held again. You know, if you're getting held at the linebacker position, you're disrupting.
That's exactly right. Rain needs to do a better job of selling that he's been held, and of course talk to that umpire.
Absolutely.
Timeout on the field. Cottage Hill leads 48-3. 5:39 to go in Satsuma, Alabama. So yeah, Chad, let's talk a little bit about the atmosphere at Charles V. Lang Stadium. In my opinion, it's the most family-friendly, neatest setup, okay, for small school football. When I say small school, I'm talking about 1A, 2A, 3A. I can tell you from experience, what makes our players get off to a fast start is when our fans line up at the Warrior Walk when they come out under the press box as they take the field. So I would challenge all of Warrior Nation, when we get home in a couple weeks, we're on the road at Hillcrest and we had the bye week, but when we play Excel in that 3A Region 1 matchup, get there early.
Get there early,
6:50,
absolutely.
Line up for Warrior Walk as they come down, and make sure you tap them on that shiny metallic helmet under those lights at Charles V. Lang Stadium, because this year could be something special for the Warriors. Handoff up the middle, Satsuma. Satsuma finds pay dirt from 27 yards out. Touchdown rush. Gets the first touchdown on the board for Satsuma, 48-9. 5:13 to go. Clock's ticking on the running clock here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but Chris, you know, Coach Jones couldn't be more happy with this performance. I mean, first touchdown of the game coming late in the fourth quarter against a lot of guys that are getting experience, getting reps, a lot of freshmen out there. You're okay with that if you're Coach Jones. These guys are getting some really valuable experience right now.
Absolutely. PAT coming up for Satsuma. Snaps good, holds down, kicks up. And the kick's good. 48-10, 4:44 remaining. At Satsuma High School here in North Mobile County, as the Warriors appear to start the season 2-0 for the first time since 2019.
Yeah, and let's go back to this challenge to our fans to get out there and support these guys. Again, if you've watched this team over the last couple of years, it's been a struggle. 5-15 over 2 years. It's been tough. There's been a lot of young kids getting a lot of experience, but those young kids are older. They're seniors and they're juniors, and these kids are ready to play and they're ready to win, and you know, they're ready to protect our home field. Let's get out there and support them.
Absolutely. Well said there, Chad Anderson. Because I tell you what, you always tell somebody it takes 3 years, okay? Coach Jones was here as a defense coordinator under Coach Bobby Parrish. I'll never forget when I called Coach Jones. He was in a tree stand. I said, hey, man, I got an opportunity for you. At that particular point in time, I thought he was coming on to join our staff when I was coaching and so forth. But he's done a tremendous job working these guys, getting them to be able to perform like we have the last 2 weeks. And I'm proud for him. I'm proud for our players. And I'm proud for these young guys that's on the field tonight. Kicked off, received by Kaz Thomas at the 20. He cuts it all the way down the right side. He gets across the midfield, 35-yard return. This is one thing that's difficult, Chad, when you get into a game of this magnitude and you're letting your twos and threes play. it's very hard to make sure you rep your second and third string special teams. So that's why you saw Cass Thomas pick up that ball on the 20-yard line on our near sideline and take it all the way down for a 35-yard return to the Satsuma 45.
Yeah, set our young guys up here on offense in a good spot. Not a lot of pressure. Run this ball, 2:57 and running on the clock. Run this clock out and let's go.
2-by-2 formation. A lot of young guys getting some reps. Jaden Davis at quarterback. Saw this duo last week at Washington County. I'm assuming that's going to be Womble to his right. Womble flashes his face, handoff Jaden Davis. Back, gain about 1 or 2 for the junior running back Ethan Womble. Starting to tick it down to about 2:25 to play. Band's still going. I'm telling you what, Spirit of Satsuma couldn't have been a better atmosphere tonight with them playing. Same base formation, 2-by-2. We'll call it ace. Jaden Davis in the gun, Womble to the right. Looks like we got a new offensive lineman coming in.
Yeah, late substitution here. That's Raven Lancaster coming in.
Satsuma's trying to cause the young guys to jump by shifting up front. Womble gets the carry inside, takes it for another gain of about another 2 yards. It's going to bring up third down and a long 6. Jaden Davis is going to take the clock down as long as he can. Game clock's running. Play clock's going down. Labor Day weekend. Hand off to Womble again. He's hitting the backfield. Makes a guy miss. He has such a low center of gravity and carries the ball out past the 40 to the Satsuma 37-yard line where it's going to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, you see the Ethan Womble has elite acceleration. He gets from 0 to full speed very, very quickly.
Almost 25 seconds difference between the game clock and the play clock. Play clock's down to 20, game clock's down to 45. It's rolling. It's going to be fourth down. Smart play here. Just go for it. Trips left. Jaden Davis in the gun. Womble to the left. Long receiver to the right. Going to take the clock down. Play clock's down to 5. The snap to Womble. He flashes across Jaden Davis's face. He picks up. It's close to the first down,
short.
but it's going to look like it's going to be a yard short.
And that's okay. That's probably going to be the last play, Chris. I don't think Satsuma would try to run another play here.
Yeah, clock's still running. This is going to end the game here at Satsuma High School, where your Cottage Hill Christian Academy Warriors go on the road for the second straight week and is going to come away with a 48-10 victory, avenging that loss to Satsuma last year and the first time that we've won at Satsuma in a couple years. Now, the trivia question I was going to get Katie West to ask earlier, and we just kind of got caught up in the game, was there was a milestone win a couple years ago when we won, the only time that we won at Satsuma, and that milestone win was Bobby Parrish's 100th career win. Grateful for Bobby Parrish and his friendship of mine, being able to serve on staff with him. He was our defensive coordinator. And then, of course, well, when I transitioned roles, he took the head job. He mentored Coach Jones, and Coach Jones has that beautiful yellow long-sleeve jacket on tonight at Satsuma. And his Warriors are going to go start the season off 2-0 for the first time since 2019 with the Hillcrest Evergreen Jaguars next Friday night in Evergreen. What you got, Chad, as we start to close out?
Well, let's talk about the identity of this team first, okay? Averaging 47.5 points a game. The offense is dynamic. Coach Player is all in his playbook. I believe that he's got Shamar extremely comfortable out there. Shamar scans the field well, loves that back left corner of the end zone, of course, but he's got weapons everywhere. He's got Metzner. He's got Tootle in the backfield. He's just – the identity of this team has turned into we can do big plays, we can grind it out. They really go to where the game takes them at this point.
My takeaways real quick as you're gathering those stats from Mr. Brad Newton. We can't thank Brad Newton enough. Last week he was calling in scores for us across the Mobile area. Tonight he did a tremendous job of keeping stats for us. Also, Wyatt Anderson, big middle schooler for us at Cottage Hill, assisting that of Brad Newton and giving us those stats. But my takeaways are simple, Chad. The number one question I ask Coach Jones is how good can we be? And I think if you've seen this team play the last 2 weeks, you know that they have a really, really good shot of being something special this year, especially in 3A Region 1. The defense is stout, starts with that front four, and you got a 4-star Georgia committed linebacker. On the back end, we're good. Offense, they're special, man. They distribute the football all the way around and have a lot of ways to beat you. Special teams, you got a good place kicker and kickoff guy, McGrew. And, of course, you know, we have an electric returner in Gaz Thomas, 2 touchdowns on special teams already. Coach Jones gets his first win versus Satsuma, and Cottage Hill goes 2-0 for the first time since 2019. So go ahead, Chad. Tell us a couple of rundown real quickly on the stats.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. So Shamar Tootle finishes the game 9 of 20, 96 yards, but 3 touchdowns. He's very efficient with the ball in his hands. Shadarius Tootle with the 1 rush, 64 yards. Aaron Ward with the 1 rush, 66 yards. Caden Wynn, workhorse, 10 carries, 65 yards. Most of that coming after contact, of course. Shamar Tootle, 2 rushes, 15 yards, and Caleb Metzner, 1 rush, 18 yards. On the receiving end, Caleb Metzner had a couple of touchdown catches. You've got Trevor Thomas with 2 catches, 25 yards. Gavin Maddox getting in on it with a 17-yard touchdown reception there late in the game. And then tackles, Shadarius Tootle with 6 and Connor LeSueur with 6 also. J.J. Davis coming up from that safety spot with 5 tackles, getting downhill, meeting those running backs in the hole. Overall, 339 yards of offense for Cottage Hill on a night where we really went vanilla for the second half. Mike could have really run that thing up double that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to say, and I don't know this exact, but I think we had 21 plays in the first half. We didn't run that many more in the second half, so we had probably 30-something snaps offensively and garnered close to 350 yards. That's almost 850 yards of offense in 2 weeks. You talked about the points and lighting up the scoreboard. Man, just overall a good night. I will tell you this, stats-wise, go to Max Preps, Cottage Hill Christian Academy football. Our coaches do a good job after they watch game film. They get the stats off the game film as well, and they post those because we have some very talented young men that need all the recognition and recognition that they deserve. I love Cottage Hill football. As you can see, after a big win, pictures are being taken there on the sideline. These guys need to enjoy this 2-0 start, and we get ready for region play next week. So, Chad, you ready to fire up the who's driving next week, you or me?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. Maybe we'll flip a coin. That's a long drive.
I'm trying to think of what's going on next weekend as well. Anything going on? Any cross-country meets next weekend?
Don't know. I would have to take a look. Maybe that we are at Pensacola next week. Okay. You know, we don't have any cross-country meets in town. We have to go an hour to get to those. But, this team, if you think about this team, Chris, real quick, each room is special. There's leaders all over the field. There's chemistry on that back end on the defense. There's really not a lot of holes on this team. There's some things to clean up on special teams. We had some procedure penalties tonight. Overall, just a really clean game, and you can tell that these kids they love each other. They play for each other. It's very complimentary football. It's really refreshing to see.
Absolutely, Chad. Well, once again, we thank our listeners for tuning in. One reason why we wanted to bring this to you, because we knew we were going to be on the road the first 3 weeks and not get a home game to 9-19 against Excel. But once again, can't thank Brad Newton enough for the stats and all his support of Cottage Hill football. Chad, wonderful job on the color as well. My phone's ringing. It's probably my wife. I'm going to jump in the car with her in just a second. But also Katie West, thank you so much for all you do for Cottage Hill Christian Academy and bringing this broadcast. So I'm going to give you one more time as we go in this Labor Day weekend. Shields up, swords out. That's the Warrior way as we're 2-0 on the 25 season. May God bless and go Warriors. Have a great weekend.